okay over there? Alright, is your victim at the hospital? Someone shot there. Alright, the ET doesn't take pictures of the, is it domestic related?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, she's calling back. We're going to try to give her a call again, and then she just added another phone number to the 13-year-old grandson who's possibly with the daughter. Step out with this.
2412.
Veteran crisis hotline's calling in, so they have a female veteran off her medication. She's at work to safe haven. Checking 12, we'll check that one out.
6 Rumble, 2 Flint, try to get shots.
Officer still stands for talk? No. Offender in custody? Temporary with thanks. Anyone else close, wait to see result, let me know. Temporary, sir. Coming over with a domestic battery at 1815
Man, I'm so man, what a I was sitting there watching and thank you for joining, Nana. I appreciate it. Uh I was sitting there watching. I don't have a TikTok, but uh I do sit back and watch. I just can't say anything. Um Man, I was listening to all you guys on Melissa's uh live over there on TikTok. Man, the uh the strength. I'm so proud. I'm so proud that we all support each other. And I'm really proud to be part of your all support.
Yeah, we're all a little emotionally charged tonight,
Yeah, with what took place earlier.
but it's all good because we gonna be there Sunday too. Whether
That's right.
JP's there or not, we still gonna be there.
Mm. I don't even know. I was doing something else and I got I got on late and I don't even know what took place. I saw a little bit of what the altercation from different angles. Um, what
Well,
was the
I,
point of him even coming up there? What? Because he wasn't even at Solid Rock. He was in the college parking lot.
I wasn't there when the altercation happened. I was actually on Melissa's live and was watching it there and saw it happen on her live. And I jumped in the car and headed up there to see what was going on. But apparently, a couple of the girls were, just standing outside the church because JP was there, just kind of see
Yeah,
what's going on. We've heard the rumors that he's selling the property. And
I heard
so,
2 million. Yeah,
yeah, two to
yeah.
3 million. So, we're just kind of, everybody's kind of, wanting to see what's going on and, you know, kind of keep in mind justice for Micah. They need to hear that constantly.
Hmm.
And JP actually left, and I don't know exactly how much longer, but a few minutes later, he pulled to the back of the school over there, kind of to the side, and there was another girl there who was not a regular protester, but they were. She's like, "Look, there's JP. I recognize his clothes." And he was back there tripping out behind the cars, and he had his phone out like he was either recording the girls or recording tags. And so they went over there to be like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And she kind of walked up like she, was going to ask him, "What are you doing?" And he had kind of walked off, but then he turned around. He literally ran, and I'm talking about run, and got in her face. And he said, "What are you gonna do now?" And
Whoa!
he took his phone and he hit her in the brim. She always has her ball cap on, and he hit her twice on
What?
the brim of her hat.
What?
Yeah. So that's pretty much what happened. And cops were called, and about 3 hours later, they said we're going to have to do a little more investigating.
Man. See, it makes me feel so bad when I'm out here doing other stuff and I'm not there to protect you all, man.
It was crazy. It was, I just saw it on the live, and it, scared me because if you see, and I don't know the girl's name, and, Melissa or Johnette, I think she's going to come in here too. Um, they can
She's
probably
trying.
Okay.
She's saying, if anybody, what does she have, an iPhone or something? She's saying her microphone is not being allowed with StreamYard.
I got an iPhone too, so I don't know.
Is she in chat? She's Daddy's girl in chat. Sandra,
Yeah.
prayers.
Yeah.
Sandra, prayers.
We love our
If,
Sandra. She's our
Sandra,
warrior.
if you want to hop on, let me know. Text me and I can send you a link. If you want to hop on.
Yeah. But there's two different sides, two different videos were taken.
Yeah.
And one of them you can see JP running behind the cars, and you can literally see him charge towards Sandra.
What?
And she backed up like, whoa, this isn't, what I'm here for. And she
Right.
backed up and he kept approaching her.
Does she have the sun and trees for her icon on Facebook, Sandra?
I do
think
not
so.
know.
Let me see. I sent you a friend request, Sandra. So he was back there recording you guys, probably getting tags. I mean, that's the popular thing around there.
Yep.
You know, is
is to record the tags.
Right. And that's with other people too, not just solid rock people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Aluminum foil on your tag goes a long way.
That's why, no, for real, that's a long time ago. That's why I reached out to you all, because I was like, yo, somebody's recording your tags every time they show up to the protest. And I was worried about you. Like, I don't get it, the whole tag thing, but so he was back there, so I'm gonna pull up the map real quick.
Okay.
Because I have an idea. Give me 1 second here. Okay. So it's already listed as Living Rock Church on Google. Dang.
That was quick.
Right? So what? He was back here then. So Solid Rock is up here. Well, Living Rock.
Whatever it is.
I thought it was Living Water.
It is Living Water.
Why is it Living Rock?
They're Google's confused too.
Is that he might have been fooling everybody. Is it could be Living Rock. Like, is Living Waters really the name it's going to be? We'll find out. Maybe it's Living Rock Church. We'll see.
Sweet.
There could be a new breaking news update for you. All right, so he was around here.
He was.
So if I zoom out, you see Solid Rock up here.
Yeah.
Here's the college where everybody sits. He was back.
Yeah, his truck was somewhere parked back there. And then he comes from back there to where, the front spaces where protesters always park. That's where he was hiding, peeping, whatever you want to call it, creeping, whatever.
Whoa, Sandra, she says she had her Miranda rights read to her.
Yeah, they read her Miranda rights, and we were trying to figure out why. And Sandra can correct me if I'm wrong, but what I understood them to say is because when he does an investigation, that he wants to make sure he's got everything, correct.
Who was it? What office?
It was
The guy with the
one of the officers that was there is there usually on Sundays. He's the short guy with the beard,
okay. I know
and
you.
we dealt with him mainly today. But he said, it's just kind of what they do to make sure everybody's on the same page. But he did say,
But she
ask
didn't
her,
come
ask
at
her
him.
if she could have spit on him.
What?
So I think, and
He ran at her. Wait a minute. How
well,
could she? Damn, Sandra, you can spit like a camel if that's what took place. I mean, damn, we need to get you in like a circus that travels. Like, what the
well,
hell?
that's I think that maybe he said that or something, that maybe she spit on him. But you know what, if somebody's up in my face, I'm gonna be yelling
Well,
at them too, so I might be
well,
spitting a little bit.
well, yeah. If you're upset enough, sometimes you salivate and it projects. I mean, hello.
We wanted to ask for a DNA swab on his
I mean,
forehead.
dang, is who was all there when this took place? I can't. I mean, I can't imagine how scared she was.
She
Dude
Melissa
running up
was,
on you?
yeah, Melissa was there, and then there was another girl that was filming on TikTok, and I don't think anybody else was there at the time.
I can't get to the link to work. Is StreamYard having issues? That's here, let me send it again. See, I don't maybe restart the phone. I'm not sure. Jonette's having issues too. Oh, here we go. Jonette got it to work. What's up, Jonette?
There
I
you go.
finally got it.
Yay. Hey, Jonette again.
Hey, darling.
How are you?
Good.
I got scared when I watched it at home, but oh my gosh.
No, she's a champ. Sandra is a champ. Let me tell you, she is a warrior through
Oh,
and
yeah.
through.
Yes, she is.
From the first day that I showed up to the protests, like if you go to my first videos of being there, man, I was like, yo, I didn't know her at the time. And I was like, man, you guys, this lady is amazing. Like, she is just the whole time just screaming, and the energy that she produces out there for justice for Micah is top notch, and always has been from the first moment that I got to experience her energy. And man,
And very strong voice.
I feel so bad I wasn't there, because I normally would have been there on a Wednesday night. That's a night that I would normally go to Solid Rock. And I'm here doing other stuff, and I couldn't be there. Man, I feel bad. I'm sorry, y'all.
It's not your fault.
No.
Because
Well,
man, if I was there, like, and that I would have been right there.
I-
It would have been like right there. And I'm sorry, just like I'm not gonna let Plastic Jesus gaslight somebody asking a question. I'm definitely not gonna let some dude assault a female.
No. Joe said, yeah, I know you. You'd have been right up there beside her. I said, I sure would have.
I think I enjoyed the fact that even though this happened, that the protesters, we have each other's back. And it doesn't matter, y'all can trash us out, call us names, whatever.
That's right.
But we are a family. We have each other. And our only mission is justice for Micah. Judge
That's right.
us for being on that sidewalk on a Wednesday afternoon. That's what it takes to bring awareness. And if even though today was terrible, JP was caught on video. You see his anger, you see his rage.
Right.
And that was just from girls standing on the sidewalk. So I think that opens your eyes to what this man is capable of.
Oh, I mean, when I mean, it was kind of ironic, and maybe that's what the universe is why I wasn't there tonight, because somebody said I probably would have been arrested on the spot.
Yeah, you probably would have, and I probably would have too. Then we all would have.
We got bail money. We can always do a GoFundMe. Hey, I mean,
Yep.
no bail money, no problem.
Yeah.
Well, them being on the side of the church was perfectly fine because the barricade things were not up there today. They usually are over on that side. It began on that side. When you know that there's somebody that is capable of the things that Micah had put in her journals, and you see them lurking across the road,
Right.
you have every right to cross over there in order to be in defense mode because they're going behind your back. Normally, that's where everybody would be parked at. That's where different people different church members and different ones keep going through getting tag numbers. I yell mine out at them. I don't care. I gave them a phone number. But when you see him over there, yes, they went across the road, but she stopped in between two cars. He took off running. When she run, then she stopped between the two cars. And when she hollered at him, he turned around and he was sprinting back at her. She was standing still and he ran back to her and got in her face with his phone.
He did.
Even though he did tip her hat, whether he did or he didn't, he still charged her with her standing still. Period.
Yeah, he was pumping his arms. He was running.
Yes.
So hard.
Yes.
What the heck, man?
I tell you what, if I would have been there and seen it in time, being there, he wouldn't have had a chance to get in her face because I'd have been in between them. She's strong and she didn't need that backup, but darn it, she wouldn't have had it.
She said he was fine to approach me. I just needed him to step back. He never had to touch me for any reason but to intimidate. Now he came back so fast. I have no idea what I would have said, but I would have talked to him. He didn't give me a chance.
Right.
Yeah, because nobody's there to cause trouble. You know? And, well,
we aren't. Right.
Our part.
Right.
We're not there. But, and just like me, we're all willing to talk. Because the only way that we can get true justice is a conversation with communication.
Right.
That's it. And we know Sandra's heart. We know that it had, it had nothing to do with listen, there's no animosity with our group.
No.
There's not one bit. There's nothing but empathy. And that always is even if you disagree or you can't stand the person, you're never about any kind of violence.
Right.
Period. And when you see this stuff and this isn't just Micah, it's his previous wife too. And that's why I say, who knows what Susie's going through, you guys. You gotta like, there's a lot of people that are like dumping on Susie, and you don't know. She could be in, say Micah had 12 stages. She could be in stage 3 right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So,
she possibly went into it eyes wide open. That was her choice.
Just
but
like
we don't know. Yeah, we don't know her reasoning for go in it. And she could be, we don't know, but what she could already be trapped from things that she's known for a while. And she's afraid to leave. I mean, I pray for her safety. I really do.
Well, think about it. She just saw what happened to Micah.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
exactly. I
And
lived that kind of stuff. I understand.
it's and when you know what he's capable of, you can imagine there was I wouldn't be surprised. You know how like they say that like people that are SKs and stuff when they're like when they get photos taken, their pupils are so dilated, their eyes are black.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I bet you he had those kind of pupils when he was coming up at her too. Did he,
Yes.
Sandra? Did he have those pupils like they were so dilated his eyes just looked black? Because that's the kind of rage that these people have.
Yeah. The day of the altercation between JP and JP was about a foot from me, walking past me. He had dead eyes, and it
Mm.
gave me chills. The hair stood up on the back of my neck.
Oh, I
That
saw a up close somebody. Matter of fact, I paused the video and I did a screenshot and zoomed in just so I could look at those eyes because I'm all too familiar with them. I have literally watched eyes and even facial features change before my eyes, and my
yeah.
mama finally saw it one day and
Mm.
scared the crap out of her.
Mhm.
It happens.
You can see it. You truly
Yes.
can. And you know, CJ, I don't think I told you this, but right before all this happened, two of the neighbors that live in the row houses behind the church,
Yeah.
they both came and talked to Melissa. And the lady asked Melissa, "Are you live?" You know, and they were just chatting her up. And you know how the people in that church, they cause a distraction
Mhm.
right before something weird happens.
Mhm.
Yep.
And the lady actually leaned into JP's truck when he left, and it looked like they were just having a chatty conversation. And I believe that she was sent to distract so that JP could go back there.
Well, I'm not. I mean, I'll just say that birdies have told me for a while that there's somebody that's a special fling back there,
I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
and she's upset because he lied to her about a whole bunch of stuff.
Wow.
So I wouldn't be surprised if
I wouldn't either.
we'll talk. We'll talk more when I'm there. I wouldn't be surprised if they made up or something. But yeah, without saying too much, yeah.
Yeah.
There's somebody back there that is a love interest and has been for a while.
Mhm.
Probably just one of his many.
Yeah, didn't even know about Susie.
Wow.
And
I,
Yeah.
now Tina. That's why she's mad.
Yeah.
mm, I
So
just,
is I'm sorry. Go ahead.
oh, go ahead.
Jonette, Melissa's having the same issue. I changed a setting on StreamYard. I think StreamYard's having some issues. What did you have to do to get yours to work?
I installed StreamYard and then I had to go into, oh, I did it in my Chrome browser to go in and allow the microphone because I
Okay.
was doing it on the Google part with the Chrome, but it wasn't working. I went into my phone settings and it showed that the microphone was working, but every time I would go to try to log back into StreamYard, it would say that. So I finally was able to get it StreamYard itself to allow the microphone through the Chrome browser. I have an Android.
Okay. So let me see here. She must have an is it an iPhone thing?
I don't know. I have an Android.
Oh, that's weird. There's a StreamYard app for Android, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's why it's so buggy right now. Because I haven't got on with my phone since Myrtle Beach. Use Chrome browser and download app.
Yeah, when I clicked on the link that you sent, it automatically sent me to the StreamYard thing and it wouldn't get on to begin with. Then it popped up to install the StreamYard.
Okay. I sent her the message, and hopefully it works. I did change a setting in my StreamYard too. There it is. Wait. There it is. Here we go. There we go. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Yay.
Okay. I don't know what was going on. It was not liking me at all.
Mine wasn't either, girl.
There we go. What the heck? So he was back there probably taking video and photos of your plates. What do you think? You were there. What do you think took place with the events?
I think, I don't know, he was recording us at one point, and then when we turned around and kind of, I guess you could say, caught him because he was doing it in secret, he snuck up behind us. That's when he kind of went over, like he was headed towards his truck, which is really weird. And that's when everything happened. So I don't know what he was doing over there. I don't know. It was just weird behavior.
Yeah, because what was going on in the first place when you guys were there? Was Trisha there? I've been getting a lot of stuff with Trisha being there today, stuff like that. Was Trisha
Yeah.
there, and you
Well,
guys were just hanging out at across the street, or?
Well, whenever I rode by, Trisha was there and JP was there. So I was like, all right, well, let me park and stand out here. I had my Justice for Micah shirt on, so I was like, okay, I don't have anything better to do. Let me get some justice for Micah.
Right
so
on.
I went standing out there, and when I got there was already a young girl that had already been across the street and was watching and just was scared to get out. So when she saw me, she was like, I'm going to come stand with you.
Oh, cool.
And then next thing I know, Sandra gets there, and we were just out there. We weren't doing anything. We weren't really antagonizing. I mean, Trisha was recording us from the window.
What? Faith first? Or,
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we were just standing out there, protesting, whatever. We weren't bothering anybody, not really. I mean, it just was a very weird. He left. He was gone for probably 30 minutes, and then he snuck back and hid his truck was on the side of the school. He didn't pull into a parking spot. He
Oh, really? So he wasn't parked at the school?
No, not in a parking spot. He was pulled up alongside of I guess where the dental clinic is.
Okay, hold on. Let me pull up the map real quick. Let me see here. So we're looking at the map here. Here's Solid Rock, and then here's the school. He was parked the long way in this. Really? He wasn't even parked. He was.
No, he just pulled his car valet parking.
Okay, what was he driving? The car?
Truck.
The truck? So
Yeah.
he literally. Okay. So he wanted you to know.
In front of him was
he wanted you to know.
Well, he was parked on the side, so we couldn't see him from where we were. Because there was a big box truck delivering hospital beds. So right there where it curves into the front.
Mattresses. Okay, yeah.
Where it curves up front, move up some.
Okay.
So right there where it curves around right there.
Yeah.
That's where that big box truck was parked, and he was parked behind it, but up closer to the building.
So right here.
Yeah, right in front of that light pole that's right there.
Are you serious? He wanted you guys to know. It almost seems like he wanted to have a confrontation. I wonder because when I was reading the article earlier from News 13, they said JP told him if they contacted him or the church in any way, he was going to file harassment charges on them. And I wonder if the dude was so filled with rage, he wanted a confrontation with you guys.
Yeah, sounds like it.
right? Because if you're trying to be sneaky, you're going to park back over here and sneak around and take video. You're not going to, you, and then for him to run up, I wonder what is going on. There's something going on because he flipped out on News 13 and said, "I'm gonna file harassment charges if you contact me." And then also he came to not he didn't go to the church. He went to the school and didn't even try and hide it and ran up on you because it's not like because I seen you guys were going to him, and then like you said, she stopped in between the two cars, but he was coming at you. It's I wonder there's something else in the background that is he's losing his stuff, and I don't think it has to do with the FBI stuff. Yeah, the FBI raid definitely contributed to all of the problems that he's having right now. Um, but I think it's a whole whirlwind of stuff. Not only the government, not only the protests, but also his interest. I bet you, and I'm just speculating, Tina, Susie, and the neighbor that has the special fling back here. I bet you they are all jumping on it. Like he's getting it from every which angle. And please be careful because
Well,
I feel like there's going to be more.
the fact that you just mentioned that neighbor is funny because she was all involved in all of this today.
Yeah. Was she hanging out with you guys?
So when she first came, she was coming through the parking lot of the church, and JP was getting ready to back up
Right. Yeah.
and back out, and she walked up to him, and he said something to her, and they were all giddy with each other.
Mm-hmm.
She walked up to me, and we asked what he said to her, and she was like, "I can't say. Are y'all alive?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, I can't say." So I don't know
Wow.
if he's like fangirling or what.
Oh, it's more than that, Melissa. It's more than that. This is this is somebody that was like a Susie, but nobody knew, and she didn't know. She was lied to about Susie, and that's why she's after the raid. She got upset and got mad at JP.
She didn't look too mad at JP today.
Well, no, they probably made up.
Ew.
But
Yeah.
this is what
I
I'm
just
saying.
hate CJ.
This is what I'm saying. Like after the FBI raid, she got mad at him. Susie got mad at him. Like there's probably other love interests that got pissed at him because all of a sudden, truth came out somewhere. Truth came out somewhere. I'm
Yeah.
not sure yet, but the truth came out somewhere to him, and yeah, he's probably getting hell from the other love interest, and he was actually able to make up with the lady in the back. They've been involved for a while, him and the lady in the back.
Wow.
I just never, it's not part of the investigation, so I'm not really, it is what it is.
Interesting.
But yeah, that's interesting that she hung out with you. She was like what, pretending to be justice for Micah.
I wouldn't even go so far as to say that. It was like she was like saying she was watching the live, and then that's when she left, and then she came back after the guy neighbor come out there and was yelling at us. And then she come out like she was trying to play peacekeeper, and then she left again. And then when the incident happened with JP, she shows back up. It was very weird.
Yeah.
It was very weird.
What kind of questions did she ask you? A bunch of questions, or because she probably after she left the first time, she probably went to call him. She probably went to call and be like, "Okay, this is what was said. This is what's going on. This is
I'm
how
sure.
many. This is what kind of questions was she asking? Were you guys using first names with each other when she was around? Like, what kind of information was being put out there when she was around you guys?" before he came back?
Really, when she first came out, she was really focused on the girl that was out there that was TikToking. They said that she was actually the person she was on the phone with kind of hit on the little girl. She was 18. But
What? Hold
yeah,
on, what?
she was on FaceTime or something with some guy, and he was telling the girl that how cute she was and stuff. It was a weird day. It was weird.
What? Yeah, that is.
It was very casual. It wasn't like she was questioning us.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
Except for, I mean, I did tell her we gonna be on the sidewalk on Sunday. See you Sunday.
yeah, she, you know what? And I probably busted her plot.
Probably.
because she was probably going to come back and try and hang out with you guys again, but spaghettios, it got spilled. So, yeah, just beware. That no, she is. Yeah, you know who she is.
If y'all remember, I told y'all a couple weeks ago or so, from the time I started watching him on the lives till we were finally able to go, I watched his demeanor change. He's not walking with the confidence he had. His looks, his whole demeanor has changed. He's starting to come unhinged per se. He feels the heat coming down on him. And today, what got me today, when y'all started across the street and he takes off running away from you. Why is he running? That's not like JP to run, but he takes off running. And then when Sandra stops between the cars and says something, he turns around and he sprints back to her.
Well, this is what his behavior tells me, Jonette. Okay, because I've been around a lot of stuff since a little kid. His behavior tells me that he is withdrawing from some kind of substance.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's not able to get that substance anymore because of the investigation that just got amped up on him. Because ain't nobody gonna be like, here, bro, here's a few for you. Ain't nobody gonna be dealing with him anymore. And to me, that sounds like behavior of somebody that is without a substance that they're used to having. This is why I'm saying, please, 2 million times, please.
Be careful.
Be careful, because it's gonna get worse, you guys. It's gonna get worse, and he's gonna come back. Okay.
And
he's going to.
I hate to even have to say this. It's bad enough. It takes a lot of courage for a lot of these girls to be out there.
Mm-hmm.
You and I have been over ours long enough. You know, we've turned ours into power. It takes a lot of courage for victims that aren't that strong yet to be out there.
I wish.
And then for him, with him acting like that, that's scary enough for him. And to have other people egging on untruths, making fun of our prayers over somebody that asked for prayer on a live, making fun of the protesters, of you, that is totally uncalled for. Commenters, not just the ones that's been there that's done it, the people that's following them, the comments that are said, that's not justice for Micah. That's not godly like. They are themselves becoming abusers. They may not realize it, but they are. So I'm here letting them know they are. Don't do that. Don't discredit people's trauma. Don't discredit people's trials they've been through. They're still going through. They don't know what these people standing out there on the streets going through every day.
Sorry.
I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing all of y'all need, I'm okay. My thing is, my PTSD I can't get enclosed somewhere, I will freak out on you. I'm going to hurt somebody. I get 10-foot tall, bulletproof. Literally, my friends will tell you. I mean, I will throw something across the room that the next minute I couldn't even pick up. Don't block me in. Don't get up in my face. That's my PTSD because of things that's happened to me. I get in fight mode and I have to, I try to be very cautious and controlling myself because I don't want to take my problems out on somebody else. And in the same sense, they don't need to be projecting on me, y'all, or any of us. Nobody, not just the protesters, but any victim anywhere. That you just re-victimizing them all over again. And I have read comments about, well, if you're going to be triggered, you have no reason to be there. You need to stay home. No, that's how you gain your sense of power, because we are a family there. For the ones that are weak, we, the stronger ones, will stand up front for them till they can get back on that front line. That's what it's about. That's called healing. So they can take their little comments and take them somewhere else. They're not welcome. We're not going to let them affect us. We're not going to back down. We're not going to stop. So they just wasting their breath.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah, 100%.
Exactly. That's exactly why I stepped in when Allie needed to go
Right.
take care of herself.
Right.
And this it's just like part of that petition. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What the heck? It's just
Yeah,
What a waste
that's
of
just
time. When
ridiculous.
does a petition ever work?
well, this is what I don't understand. I have the support from the people that I need the support from. Like,
You
what is,
do.
you know what
Even
I'm
the
saying? Like,
locals.
this whole petition is just a PR thing for this whole agenda stuff. You know?
Crazy.
Yeah. And I'm not one to talk about people. I don't like putting people down. I don't like talking about people, but sometimes the truth has to be spoken. Sometimes they have to be called out. And I've stayed silent. I've sat and watched. I have gathered proof, literally black and white proof, or as that one commenter wants to say, and I won't call her name, where's your paper trail? Well, honey, I got my paper trail. I have stayed silent. I'm trying to help be a peacekeeper, but enough is enough. This is taking away. All I hear them say is they're not justice for Micah. They're taking away from Micah. How are we taking away from Micah? That's what we are there for. It's the lies, the manipulated videos. All that's what's taken away from Micah.
Right. That's everything. The only thing I do is I put out their own words. That's it. Just like I put one out this
Exactly.
morning. I just put I don't even add commentary. I'm just like, here's their words. I'm the other, the misinformation. I mean, you even saw it with the FBI at Skinner's house.
Yeah.
Willing to use 2 victims' names for misinformation. And yes, they're all saying, I mean, they just did a video on another protester. Who are you? This
Oh,
one
yeah.
right.
I saw that.
Who are
I got
you?
screenshots too. Yep.
It's I'm not going to play it, but it's this one right here.
Yeah.
They're like seriously harassing other people that are there for justice for Micah.
And all this lady did was ask, are you here with the protesters? I mean, she just had a legitimate question, because we don't never know who's from the church, who's there to harm somebody,
right?
and not even just
like
at
today.
the protest, but anywhere.
Just like today with what
Yeah.
happened. You don't. This lady that came up, the lady that came up today, you didn't even know. You know what I'm saying? So when you're there, she's been there for 3 or 4 weeks already. Her and her husband.
Yeah.
They make fun of her husband, and they said that he's my bodyguard.
Yeah.
Like, they've been promoting this thing like he's my bodyguard. So now it's a joke between me and him, because when they first were putting it out, and I was like, hey, I guess I got a bodyguard, dude.
Yep.
Sorry, I don't have the money to pay you, bro. Like, I'm sorry, I
Yeah.
can't pay you, dude. You're my bodyguard, but I can't pay you. And he was like, no, man, we're cool. I was like, okay. But it's like, come on, man.
I got a bodyguard too when Joe's not there. I got Marquise.
It's
Yeah.
it's just, they just because they gave baby Angel a toy,
Yeah.
they started attacking these people
And it's not just at the protests, CJ. It's a ball game,
every day.
any
It's every
grocery
day.
store, but any event. You have to be. I tell my grandchildren this. I have two granddaughters now that have their license. I tell them this all the time. Always be aware of your surroundings. In your car, in a place, out in public, be aware of your surroundings because you never know who might be up to something. And you might could save yourself and somebody else. So yeah, when there's somebody there that they haven't seen before and they want to ask, are you here with the protesters? You might be thinking, well, it might be a news station.
They
If you
were
got a
new.
camera, it's an innocent question. Why bash that person?
They were
That's gotten
new.
ridiculous.
They were new
Yeah,
because they didn't start coming around and recording until somebody quit showing up.
right.
And so they weren't really, honestly, because they weren't
Yes,
really there before until they needed to start recording for somebody else. So they really were new. So the questions that were asked were definitely legitimate because they were there before the other people had to start recording.
right.
So when you see, they already watch the shows, they already see who's who on the camera because, I'm like, we all talk and hang out and stuff. So they get to know you guys before there's a lot of new people that come there for the protests
Yeah,
that already know you guys based off of the live stream
right.
and they're coming out there. And so, yes, they see somebody like, I don't know who this lady is. Are you part of because if somebody's out there with a camera, just like even the dude that showed up and started taking photos. Remember, he was like, this is public property. I don't care if you don't want your photo taken.
Right.
Right? Like even that person, when it's different when somebody's standing there with a poster, then you automatically are like, oh yeah, they're part of the protest. But if somebody's standing there with a camera and not really saying anything,
You
then
don't
yes,
know.
right, they're going to be like, who are you? Because they don't know if you're part of JP trying to get,
Even me, I'm one of the latest newcomers out there. Because of our drive and I had health stuff going on, we weren't able to go. And I made sure I reached out to Melissa, to Allie, to you. I tried to let somebody know. I tried to chat with you beforehand and let you know. I mean, I'd even reached out to Jay. Jay used mine and my husband's kindness, and I think I was more hurt than I was angry over that. So yeah, I'll give him that credit because I have a heart. Yeah, I reached out to him. I had a doctor's appointment on a Tuesday at Waccamaw, and I reached out to him. I had been watching, I'd seen him on some of y'all's lives, and I saw he was there every week, and I reached out to him. Told him I had a doctor's appointment. My husband and I would really like to meet him if he would be available and if he was okay with it. And he said, I would love to meet y'all. So we didn't meet till we were getting ready to come home. We went to McAllister's and ate because we've eaten at the one in Florence, and that's where my husband wanted to stop at. So we ate there. He met us there. We talked a while. We took pictures together. It was a good meeting. I saw he was real fidgety. We have a girlfriend that's like that, and I didn't want my husband to go in blindsided. I wanted him to meet him beforehand because he didn't watch the lives. I would tell him about the things that was going on. So, I wanted him to get the feel of it, see what he thought before we went to our first protest that following Sunday. We met Jay there, hugged his neck, spoke with him, and then I see where he's on one of the lives of another creator saying like the karaoke people, they drove 2.5 hours here just to come and meet me before they came to the protest the next day. No, we did not.
Well,
Number one, it wasn't 2.5 hours. Number two, it wasn't just to meet him. I had a doctor's appointment. I have proof I had a doctor's appointment. I've been back since then to that same doctor. Okay. Then he said, I went up to him that Sunday and asked him what was going on. He should have warned me about that. That conversation never took place. I tried to talk to him that Sunday about, not running across the road, how it upset. I could see where the protesters were coming from. I said, I get your
Why I
take on
came
it, Jay,
back
because
so
I
quick.
want to do it.
That's why I came back so quick.
Yeah, I said, Jay,
Because I'm like, look,
I said, understand you want to go over there. I do too. But you also got to respect the people that are here are victims of this type of stuff. And they get triggered by your actions
Okay.
because they're afraid what's going to come across to them. I tried to talk to him
he's
and
been
be his
doing it
friend.
since the first. Because I was there before him. He claims to people that he was there before me and helped me out, and I'm like, bro, I was there before you were even there. In fact, you ran up behind me when you first met me and said, "Hey, CJ, I'm Jay." Okay, uh, it's on film.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. There was so many, and it was. I want to say shout out to Rebecca because it was so beautiful seeing Rebecca there after all this time because she was one of the first ones that had to stop going because of him being there, because of how
Oh, we love
triggering he
Becky.
was to people. Yes,
Right.
and it was so beautiful seeing her there last weekend. I was like, she came up to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, like whenever I think of all, because there's been a lot of people that quit going in the beginning just because of how triggered he made them feel. Uh,
Yes.
and she was the very first one that every time I would talk about those people in any of the stuff that I'm talking about, I would automatically think of her first because she was, sh man,
Yeah.
it's just sad thing, you know what I'm saying? It's sad in that somebody that uses a costume can manipulate people to the point where they're like doing petitions and stuff, and it's just like, what the hell is wrong with people? This is supposed to be justice for Micah.
Right. Exactly.
That's all it's about is justice for Micah and other victims too. You guys, the victims from the past, more that we're going to be getting into, the present and the future. This is not just about what took place and what is taking place. This is about what is going to be taking place too. And that's a lot of the reason why we do what we do is because it's about the past, present, and future as a whole. Because
Right.
if we can make a difference, just like if we say if we can help one person, that's one person in the future that we're helping too.
Exactly.
It's about the future too. And that's why I don't understand like some of the energy that is being put out there, but being about, according to them, they're the only ones about justice for Micah and everybody else is against him. We're just
Yeah.
against him because
But then
we
we're
are
called the
about
B word.
justice. It's because we are about justice for Micah and they're about personal gain. That's why they do the clickbait and the manipulation of videos and the antagonistic. I'm just going to be honest with you. I've felt for a long time that the plastic shit is just as bad as JP shit, and I put them together in the same category, honestly.
Yeah, that's what he's become. Exactly.
Seriously, they
And
act the exact same way.
I'm not saying anything on here that I haven't tried to talk to him about that I wouldn't say to his face or I wouldn't be on this live. I don't go behind people's back and then I can't back up what I say. I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm not trying to pick a fight with anybody. I'm just here speaking the truth. And this has gotten, can you just imagine? I try to put myself in Micah's family's place as a mother, as a sister. How would I feel if Micah was my daughter, if Micah was my sister, and this was going on? It would hurt me all over again, and it's crazy. It needs to stop. I pray for all of them. I love them all. Some people says, how can you love your enemies? That's just who I am. That's how I was raised. I thank God for the forgiving heart that he gave me. Sometimes it's hard. I love them, but I don't have to love their ways. I don't have to associate with them, but I have to love their soul to make it to heaven. And I do pray for them. I pray for JP. I pray that he'll get his life straight before his day comes to have to face his maker. I really do, but he's still got to face his wrongdoing down here. But
I'm here
yeah, this,
because I'm a different approach. I don't listen. I come from a different area. Okay, I don't listen. I don't deal with it. I'm a 150% or
right,
0% person. And if you ain't giving me 100 back, if I'm giving you 100, 150, I ain't got time for you. Doesn't mean that I hate you. Doesn't mean that I give you any kind of emotion, because if I give you any kind of emotion, you win over me, and you ain't winning over me. That's why I say what other people eat don't make me. It don't. It don't. You can say whatever you want. You can think whatever you want. It don't affect me and what I'm doing and what I'm about, because
exactly.
I have that shield, and that's why I'm there. That's why when them barriers went back up, I'm like, hell no. I had other stuff that I was already planning on doing. I In a 2 days period, I went from going to do something else to all of a sudden packing up because I'm heading to Myrtle Beach because this shit needs to stop.
Yeah,
And I said this earlier that what's going on from the as
Hold on.
since we're on sides, what's coming out from the other side. This is why people who are abused does not they don't come forward because
exactly.
When somebody tells you they
they're
don't
not,
believe you, I mean,
and what's the point of coming forward and then you're going to be hurt all over again and be
right.
called liars,
Mhm.
idiots, that
Exactly.
you're ignorant? What kind of education do you have? Well, you know what? I can be dumber than a box of rocks, but know that I'm abused.
Yeah.
I mean,
Y'all,
so
Kyson has something to say.
all right, Kyson, let me hear it, buddy.
Go say it. Gotta be louder so they can hear you. Say it again. He's shy now, but he said justice for Micah.
I
Aw,
heard that.
yeah.
That's
He's so
right,
sweet.
Kai.
Tell him thank you.
We love you, Kai.
The littlest justice for Micah supporter other than Millie's baby.
But yeah, when somebody sent me that video of him saying to a possible potential victim, "I don't believe you," and then they were like, "We didn't even have a conversation." I'm
Yeah.
sitting there going, Who in the hell should the FBI decides if they're a victim or not? You help because you don't know. Listen, if I'm getting some stuff, this goes with, and this is why I'm so busy, because I go through so much information that is sent to me, even though it might be BS. I gotta check it, because if I need to pass it on to the FBI, DOJ, anybody, I have to do my due diligence as a soul on this planet. I can't have
Right.
somebody reach out and not pass something, you know? And so uh when you see that, it's like it's not up to us to decide who's a victim or not. It's up to us to help. And when people sit there and diminish, like, I don't believe you, but you didn't even have a conversation. This person's in your chat talking about the stories. There's people in the chat saying thank you for reaching out to people, to this person in the chat, and the dude's like, I don't believe you, I don't believe you. And I'm like, this is what triggers victims too.
Yeah,
What
and
if there's a victim out there
Exactly.
that wants to,
and
and they're like, oh, he's wearing a Jesus outfit, I should reach out to him because it's he's not wearing his cap backwards, like. And then all of a sudden, I don't believe you because he heard the same story from other people. Well, guess what, MFer? It's probably gonna be the same story, bro.
Yeah.
she was in the comments talking about, how she felt attacked by not only him but the people that was in his life, and she actually said that she felt suicidal
Oh my
because of
lord.
being bashed, and no one put a stop to that.
See, this
Really?
is what I'm saying. These people, these victims are being victimized all over again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just want to tell you, I reached out to her and we have talked and she's
Good.
doing better. So
Okay,
Good.
good.
Because I seen like I was watching the chat during the video, and I'm like, this dude has no effing clue. And it's like I told you guys from the beginning. Like when I came back and they knew I was coming back and I stepped foot down, they were going to start attacking me hardcore, which they did. I also told you that they were going to expose themselves with their own words, did I not?
Right.
I did.
Right.
Because I'm not about that stuff. Do I put out the little hot dog snippets? Of course I do, because y'all need to be aware. I'm not going to sit there and see a wolf amongst the sheep and not warn the people that I care about, because I don't want you to get bit. I got better vision. I'm trying to say, yo, don't get bit. I see them out there. Don't get bit. And I deal with a lot of the hate that comes from it, but I don't give a crap, because I would rather look out for your protection. And if you don't want to listen to it, hey, I gave you the 150. It's not my fault.
Right.
Well, I'm telling you, there's going to be a whole lot of surprised people when all the truth comes out. And I
Yep.
think a lot of people they're not going to apologize, but I hope somewhere in their hearts they see what they've done wrong.
They will, because in a couple weeks, listen, in due time, fine wine takes time. I've had shit in my back pocket for months, and I'm just waiting for the right time. And the right time is in about 2.5 weeks. That's the right time.
And CJ, I told you it's not 150%, it's 350%. Remember?
350.
With some decimals and so yeah. Oh,
Well,
no,
and
350. I wonder if he actually, because there had to be a lot of people out there at those protests recording stuff to try and get the 350. You know that.
yeah, well, I'm gonna take this in a different direction. But when we were standing out there waiting for the police to do their thing, JP literally from going in a rage, running around, acting crazy, he was literally sitting out there in a beach chair with his leg crossed, like
Whoa,
he was
wait a minute.
watching a movie.
He
Wow.
was so he wasn't just standing there. He was sitting in a beach chair.
Yeah, he came like when the police were watching. I mean, we're interviewing everybody and stuff. He just pulls up a chair there where they go into the church. He just pulls up a chair and he's just sitting there watching.
So, okay, is this
Nana,
What?
tell me you have video.
I don't know. I got to go back through it, but I don't think I did. I think I was charging when all that was going on. He took out the trash. Then he came back and he brought his little chair out, sat down with his leg crossed, and just sat like he was watching a movie or something. So that shows you that something ain't connecting up
I'm
there.
wondering if if he's trying to get restraining orders on you.
It's almost like he's okay.
Think
Well, I know I got this already. They're going to believe me, so he wasn't even worried.
Yeah,
Think about
that's
it.
exactly
I
one
bet you
word.
he's trying to get restraining whoever was there. I bet you that's why he instigated the situation, because he knew how it was going to turn out for him. And I bet you he's going to use that to try and get restraining orders on whoever was there today. I bet you that's his plan.
Mm.
Think about it. You get listen, the whole Justice for Micah protest. Think about what it did to Solid Rock. You're seeing it
Mm-hmm.
right now. You're seeing it right now. Yeah, he wants y'all effing gone. He wants that
CJ,
$2 to $3 million. They ain't gonna pay that stuff with you guys standing out there. They'll give
that
him 500,000.
that chief that was on the court TV with you when you were on there,
Yeah, he was on.
when he said, "I was glad to hear the voices," because those voices, those protesters, didn't stop. And this is, in some sense of word, he said, and it helped this to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But then you got these people saying they shouldn't be protesting. Like today, I've already seen comments today with people saying, "Oh, well, it's okay for the protesters to record the church people, but they don't want JP recording them." That's a whole different situation. You know, you're there as protesters within your rights, recording for something that was done wrong. You got this person that just had the FBI to raid their home behind you recording you. That's totally different. Totally different.
Record me, just don't be a creep about it.
Yeah, I don't care if you record me. Like that day at the park, I step around my vehicle and I see through the window. Somebody's got a phone at the back of my truck, so I step around and there's Trisha leaning over taking pictures of my license tag. So I asked her, "What you doing? You want my tag number? I'll tell it to you." And I told her. I hollered out my number to JP that day. They called me. Let's go have lunch and talk. I don't have anything to hide, but don't go secretly doing something, lurking, doing something.
Weirdo.
We're publicly doing what we're doing. We don't have to hide because we're not doing anything wrong. That's the whole point.
And we don't run away when we get caught recording.
Right.
I took his picture right in public. Hey,
and nobody's aggressive ever. Nobody's
right.
ever aggressive.
And we're not standing there telling each other, hey, turn your camera over there on so-and-so. Make sure you get that. We don't do that. We're recording over at the church for the protest, not other people standing over on our side. We don't roll that way. If they get on the camera, it's because of their actions. I've seen that in a lot of them too. Hey, turn your camera over there. I mean, really, you want to turn your camera on people just because they're over there praying so you can make fun of them? You're mocking God. They better be careful. Wow. I've seen that more than once.
I think he's trying to get restraining orders on anybody that's crosser. He's trying to keep that price tag at $2 to $3 million.
Yeah, and he's trying to shut down the protest, and I'll tell you why. It's not so much as the protest. It's the people at the protest. The majority, and I'm not saying this because I'm a woman, but I've dealt with the narcissist. A narcissist cannot stand to be confronted. They can't stand for you to stand up to them, especially when that narcissist is a man and a woman stands up to him. I've seen it. I have took licks before because of it. That intimidates them. And JP can't stand that there's a group of women that are standing up to him.
Sorry, best of luck, homeboy.
SOC Rebel makes a good point. He wants a defamation case. I wouldn't be surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember, his assets was supposed to be $5 million. That church, the vehicles that go with it, all of that stuff, it's more than $2 million. It was it accounted for most of the $5 million. All the stuff was solid rock, and he's trying to get 2 to 3. He's already lost on that investment.
Yeah.
And it's gonna sit empty while people are standing out there.
Yeah.
Be careful, please, because he's gonna go to measures that you all know what he's capable of when it comes to, I mean, shit, when we watched the zoomed in version last night, you can see the damn crazy.
Mm-hmm.
When I was at the court hearing and did the zoom in version of the video, you could see it you're just like, okay, I know that there's no seams because I was out there too. I know what no seams do. You know, they're around the face and stuff like that. But that wasn't.
Wasn't all wrong with him.
You could see the difference in the other people that were standing next to him compared to him.
Right.
There's. Please be very careful. I almost feel like this is the beginning of what he might try, or the extents that he might go to, because when it comes to people that act this way, when they don't have nothing to lose, there's no boundaries.
Right.
and he doesn't have anything to lose at this point because everything is pretty much gone, and he's going to. I wouldn't be surprised if he's there again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day.
Yeah, he's definitely moving assets around. I mean, it's already been shown where he sold the house, put it in
Yeah.
Solid Rock's name in December so that Micah couldn't get anything out of it. Now the new church rebranding, and that's been set up that should it fold, everything goes to Randall.
Yeah. Yeah.
The place where they get the plane, the company that supposedly has bought the plane now was just established, created, however you say it, in August of this year.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Kaufman is the one owns it. Mark went and got his pilot license. Then all of a sudden, the plane's turned over to there. Yeah, that's all within a very short period of time. He has been working behind the scenes before that FBI raid with his finances, with his assets, because he knew it was coming.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, he got a heads up already.
Mm-hmm.
He got a heads up already. And he got a heads up about slipping out, going to get Starbucks too.
Mm-hmm.
Because listen, the FBI, they have to notify local. Okay, they have to notify local as part of the process of doing the raid. And there's people that are in there locally that, hey, here's a tip.
Yeah, we already know that.
Like that. I mean, yeah.
When you got a city calling the county to check on somebody that initiated a fight for a wellness check, yeah, we know them connections.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Be careful tomorrow, because I feel like he might try and do the same thing again, and it might even go beyond that.
Oh, I wish I could be there. That's the only thing I hate about not living there now.
Is this the closest video? Hold on, let me go back to it. Is this the closest video? This one is from the news. Let me play it for a second here, and let me know if there's a different one that I can check out that has a different angle too. I got a bunch of them sent to me, but a lot of them were from far away. And then there was one, I got this one right here, I think.
Yeah, that one's
from my live.
Then,
yeah.
Let me see here. And then I think the nano one too. I think I got
the nano one.
Yeah.
That was two good ones that y'all had today, girls.
Yeah. Let me see here. Is this so? This is one of the.
You seen the one that I posted on TikTok?
Send me the link
of him running.
Send me the link, and I'll just let me know where you send it, and then I'll click on it and show that one too.
Yeah, that's the one you need to see where you.
Yes, that's the perfect one.
Let me see here. Let me know where you send it, or because I don't have TikTok, I have to click on a link.
Send it in Messenger to him, Melissa.
Somebody said they sent it to you on Facebook already.
Who sent
it to you already?
Who?
Nikki.
Nikki.
Scared me.
The last message I have from her is on Tuesday. Did she send it? Did she text it to me? Maybe. Hold on. No, the last text I got was Monday.
Did you check your Facebook Messenger?
All right, here it is. Hold on. Nikki just sent it. All right, thank you, Nikki. We'll switch to this one. Okay, so.
Look at him running,
Damn, he ran up quick. Hold on. Holy crap! That dude, he ran up quick. He ran up quick.
He
Yeah.
punched him arms.
Whoa!
Told you he sprinted.
Wow! He did sprint.
Yep.
And all she said was,
Uh-oh.
"Here, kitty,
Uh-oh.
kitty."
Y'all. Let's go.
Look, and you're right up there. And this is yours? Where's yours,
No,
Melissa?
this one is the other girls.
Where's your? Yeah, because you're right there. Holy hell!
Yeah, I
Uh,
was right behind Sandra.
oh my gosh! How do we get your? How do we get? Because you probably can't send it because you're on the panel, huh?
That last one that you was just gonna play is mine.
Oh, the one from the news. This
Yeah,
one. Okay. All right. Yeah, let's check this one out. Hold on one second. Holy hell! So it's good. You got both angles. You saw him booking it.
I think they cut the sound out of my video.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you what I said in that video. I said, "Pussycat, pussycat, run, run, run," and Sandra said, "Here, kitty, kitty."
When he was coming up,
When
or
we
when he.
when we were walking towards him and he was running, when he was going away.
So is
When I'm crossing the street, I say, "Pussycat, pussycat, run, run, run." And when she gets right to the car before he sprints at her, she says, "Here, kitty, kitty."
what is that in reference to? Just him running?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was running away from them to begin with. When they turned around and saw him, and he saw that they had seen him, and they started across the road, he took off running.
So he went back to his truck, basically. He snuck up, was taking video. You guys seen him. He headed back to his truck, and then that's when he turned around and then ran back
Yeah, when she got to the car.
and then met in between. Geez, that's some tight space too. To be meeting somebody.
Yeah.
That doesn't give you much room to move around. Please be careful doing that next time. You guys stay out of the in between vehicles because it really they can there's not much room to maneuver if something does happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Please be careful.
Yeah, that's what Sandra was saying. She said she didn't mind him coming up and confronting her, but she asked him to step back because he got up too close.
Mm.
And the reason she went after him after he had the camera in her face and turned around, she was going after him saying, "You touch me. You don't get to touch me." She was standing up for herself.
Right. Yeah. So it's hard to see it. Is this the camera that he was holding right here?
That's his phone. That's his
Here,
phone. He puts it up in her face and then he hits her hat twice.
all right, hold on. Let me save this real quick and we'll zoom in on it. Let me see here. Give me 1 second.
Look at my warrior girl standing there. She did back up to get away from him, but look at her standing up to him.
She was a warrior.
I am proud of her.
Yeah, he's gonna go. It's gonna be a different. All right, so this is just the beginning. Just please be careful. So this right here is his phone. Is that where he was kind of tapping her on the hat?
On the on the brim of her hat.
And he was recording. So what? He like walked up like he was recording her and her face and everything. Is that how
That's
he?
what it appeared. But when the police were asked if he provided video, of course, they said, Hold
Can
on.
I beat my mom? Can I beat my daddy?
Can you beat your daddy?
Yes.
I guess. Sorry. um, when asked if John Paul provided any video evidence, they said he said he wasn't recording.
Yeah,
but of
right.
course he's gonna say that because
Well,
if
because
he did have video evidence, it's gonna show that
him doing that,
he hit her hat.
Right.
right? And it's going to show that he was there and he antagonized the situation, and basically that he would have been in the wrong. So here, let's play the whole video here. I'll switch back to that. Let's see here. Yeah, they did cut out the sound. If somebody can send me her link from this on TikTok, let me know if you sent it and where you sent it. Because then we can listen to the audio too. Why would they not have the audio? Probably because they don't want a lawsuit. Because he already threatened them. So they don't want to play his voice. So what was he saying right there? I'm going to call the cops or something? Or
I just sent it to you in text.
okay.
I had to send it in 2 parts.
You can see his truck where his truck's parked in that clip right there.
CJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there a way you can send it to me on Facebook?
Yeah, did you hear her? You can see where the truck is parked.
Mommy, Dad's biting my finger.
Oh no, bite it back.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So I'll screenshot that too.
Okay, I just sent it on Facebook.
Okay, thank you. Let me see here. We'll save that. So I'm gonna flip to this real quick. Then we'll get back to the video, and then we'll click on that one. So here it is, right here. Parked long way. Basically, right as you turn in that back entrance that we showed you on the map, and then pulled up along this side of the road as it's heading up that way. So he didn't even try and like pretend. Was he in disguise or something? Was he like trying to not look like JP, or
No,
he didn't
shorts.
care?
He was in swimming shorts. Swimming shorts and a shirt.
With his hat backwards. Was he wearing sunglasses or?
No.
At least he changed his clothes today. I'm
Yeah,
sorry. Did I say that out loud?
No, I saw he was wearing the same clothes. That's what I'm saying. He's without his substance. And you gotta be careful because he's gonna go. This is just the beginning of where he's going with the physical stuff. Let me see here. All right, let me go to Facebook. Let me see here. You sent it on Facebook?
Yeah.
I don't have a message from you. Hold on, let me refresh. Yeah, I just have the last message of me telling you about the Chrome browser. Is it still loading?
I was about to say, Melissa, a lot of times when I'm sending a video to somebody in Messenger, I have to stay on their page on Messenger for it to load, or it won't load.
It might not have loaded.
It says 6
Really?
at 11:57.
Are you on CJ's Messenger or yours?
Yeah. Oh, it still says sending now. I just closed it and closed back and
There
went
it
back
is.
in.
Yeah.
Okay, now
There
it
it is.
says.
There it is. All right.
Okay, I don't know what's going on.
All right. Here we go.
Pussycat, run, run, run!
No, Dad, don't you turn off. You fucking touch me! Don't you fucking touch me, psychopath! Don't you touch me! You touch me! Don't touch me! You fucking wrong.
Woo! You cracking, JP? FBI's coming. We told you. He's losing it. Maybe his wife should still be alive. See them people in that truck? We asked for footage from them, and they said that young kid said he deleted it after he talked. You should call the police. You should make a report.
Aw. Man.
JP stopped and talked to them guys for like 3 minutes, and then all of a sudden it's, oh no, I think JP got the footage from the boy, because he actually said to me, the little boy said, the young kid that was working with him said, I deleted it after I sent it.
Whoa, 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 whoa. The young kid that was working with him.
That was, if you,
Do
in
you
the
have a
very
phone?
video, you see that box truck that I told you was unloading. They were loading up the hospital beds from the college. There was a younger guy with the older guy that was working, and JP stopped and talked to him for like 3 minutes. And when I asked the kid, because I knew he was recording, I saw it in my video. I said, do you have any footage you could send me? And he said, no, I deleted it after I sent it.
What? Oh, probably because he got paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because after you get paid for footage, if you play it, they own it. They can come after you. Even though it's your footage, if you sell it, they can come after you if you play it because they already own the footage. That's probably why you deleted it.
He talked to JP for 3 minutes before I asked him that.
Oh, he probably got paid a good sum. Send that footage to me. You play it, you know. He probably gave him $500 for it. Send it to me and then delete it. Probably, yeah.
Yeah, and then the school said they don't have any cameras on the outside of the school.
I don't know if I believe that.
That's bull. That's bull.
Yeah.
Come on. When you guys are out there, why all of a sudden you think the security for the school hangs out for a while?
Right.
I've been there by myself plenty of times too, and trust me, when I'm out there about 5-10 minutes later, the security comes by and hangs out in the parking lot.
SOC Rebel said he walked when he saw my camera on him, and that's probably true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm wondering what he kept saying. What was he saying?
What are you going to do?
He just kept saying, what are you going to do?
And at first he said, you ran up on me. No, sir. She ran up on a car.
Yeah, he's trying to get restraining orders on y'all. And think of how easy he can make that stuff fly through the court system.
I don't know. I think the restraining orders he have right now are a farce.
Well, yeah, that's from the beginning. It's a ploy to make people think that hey, it's like I said from the beginning. What's the best way to make people think that you don't work with them? You create as much distance as possible. What's the most distance you can create? A restraining order. So, I mean, yeah. Uh, but uh, when it comes to you guys, it's a different story because you're not part of that agenda. You're a part of a different agenda, and he can still make that stuff. I mean, look at what took place. If you think he couldn't have something fly through the court system, then I think today would have ended up differently because uh, he would have had handcuffs on him, and the police
Yes.
wouldn't have read Sandra her rights.
Yeah.
So that right there tells me already uh, he can make something fly through the court system, especially when it comes to restraining orders against people he doesn't want, because you're costing him money and he don't have any. He don't have any because it's all frozen. Everything that he has right now is frozen. So he doesn't have nothing. And he's trying to that it's just like when I first started going there and I started to question like the people that were still going to that church, and that's when I'm like, after a couple weeks I'm like, man, it's got to be people that are tied in financially or,
Mm-hmm.
or tied in with secrets, and they're going to go to lengths, like when they would come out to you guys and give you dirty looks and give you the finger and walk up to you and all that stuff. It's because those people were willing to go to whatever lengths to hold on to whatever they had left of value, and that was tied into solid rock. And he's doing the same thing. He This is the only thing that he has left of value to try and survive. And he's gonna do whatever he can.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has PIs driving by your all's freaking houses, tailing you, taking photos, videos, reporting back to him. I wouldn't be surprised. Whoever
That
was there today, I guarantee you, he's probably having PIs on you, and he's probably got PI friends that are doing it for nothing. Hold on, she just unplugged my power again. Hold on 1 second.
Well, Melissa, I think y'all did a great job today because you this is proof that JP is a violent person.
yes. And y'all stood up to him. Yes, you took a risk. Yes, it's dangerous. But you stood up to him.
Right.
That speaks volumes. I don't care what any haters might say, let them hate. Let them talk. Like I said earlier to you, keep your heads high. Smile. Know when you're doing the right thing and you're making a difference. It's hard to let stuff roll off your shoulder, but sometimes that's what it takes.
For sure.
Mom, I want to bed.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right, sorry about that. I didn't even hear anything. I apologize.
That's okay, CJ. I'm gonna go ahead and hop down. I gotta put my baby to bed, but I'll talk to y'all another time.
Okay. I appreciate you guys. Be careful.
Bye, y'all. Love y'all.
Love you, baby girl.
Oh, hold on. All right, it looks like I need to update the studio tomorrow. That's twice in a night now. All right. Or just figure out a different way to have everything powered up. Man. Yeah, so I don't know. I feel like this is just the beginning of what he's willing to go to.
Yeah.
because he's lost everything. I'm wondering. This is, I don't know. How many people were there today? Do you guys know before this took place? Was it just come here, come here?
I don't know.
I think Melissa and Sandra were the only two protesters there. And then the younger girl was there. So I think
Yeah,
really it was just the three of them.
that's who Melissa was talking to when just before they started to take off across the road.
Yeah.
Mm. Whoa. So okay. And they didn't have the barriers up,
No.
so
Mm-mm.
they were kind of separated. So what? Sandra noticed him, and
I think they all kind of noticed him at the same time, and the younger girl was like, "That's JP, that's JP," and that's when all focus went across the street.
mm. See
But the,
right there, like the next time this might happen, I'm saying he ain't. I feel like he ain't gonna be walking. Oh my gosh!
yeah,
Be careful.
That's why I told the girls the other day, watch your surroundings. Not
Mm,
just from him, but from
everything.
anybody in general, but then other people there also. Watch
mm,
your surroundings.
yeah,
Don't go places alone that you're not going to be out in public, especially. Just watch your surroundings.
And pay attention to distractions that are meant to take your focus off
Right.
as well,
exactly.
because
Pay
that's what
attention to
they're.
any possible vehicles following. Always.
Especially at home, because uh, I'm just being honest. I already feel like people have been at residences already.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm pretty
I mean,
Well, the other
honestly,
Melissa already said about the car going back and forth by her house and come up and rung her doorbell or something.
yeah.
today. When was that? Today?
No, Melissa Kaysen. She was saying it
What?
3, 4 weeks ago. Yeah. She was telling me about it.
Mm.
What? That drove somebody drove by.
Yeah. Drove by her house and Nana, didn't she say they came up and rang the doorbell or something one
I
time?
don't know if they rang the doorbell, but she said acted like they were taking pictures.
Yeah. Yeah. Act like they were taking pictures.
Yeah, and she
Car
said,
she'd never seen before.
yeah, and she lives like in a cul-de-sac, and she said they're all older people.
Yeah,
Yep.
There's not a lot of traffic through there.
Which she's moved now, thank goodness. But I mean, they found her once, they could find her again.
of
But
course.
yeah, she hasn't been back out there to the protest because of being attacked
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know. I
and
haven't.
not from the church side of the road.
right.
I've
No,
been talking to her
it's from the same people that have attacked all of us this whole time. It's
and
the
I
same,
told her to come out there and sit with me and Joe.
right? You know what I'm saying? And stand next to me.
Yeah, we're in this
You know what I'm saying?
together.
Stand next to me. Yeah, she's been missed the last couple of weeks. She's a very good
Yeah,
presence there.
she
Um,
is. She got
yeah,
triggered.
Yeah,
yeah, and that's why I try, like, and that's why people are like, this is not justice for Micah when it comes to exposing stuff, and it's like, no, it really is, because these people are triggering these people out
Yeah,
here, and it needs to stop. And they're using costumes in edits of videos with catchy titles to really, like, continue to do what they're doing, and they're sitting
yeah.
back at their dinner table eating their mashed potatoes laughing about it.
And if they're doing it to people out there in such a huge online audience, who are they doing it to that
Imagine their
there's
home
not
life.
witnesses around?
Imagine their home life.
Yes.
That's why when people are going to see in a couple weeks of the stuff that I've had in my back pocket for a long time, you're not going to be surprised about these individuals' actions towards other human beings because it's the same against others as well. And when you find out who, it's very shocking.
Yeah.
Very shocking.
There's
So,
one that's really been concerning me. I'm not going to say it on here, but there's one that's really been concerning me about the home life, and I'll talk with y'all later about it amongst ourselves. But it's really bothered me because I kind of see signs,
I do
yeah.
too. I know.
and I feel bad for her.
I know who you talking about.
Uh-huh.
I know who you're talking
I
about.
see it. I see it.
And
And
it bothers me for her
mhm.
being put in the middle.
Yeah. It's yeah, because they apologized to me already, and it's one of those things where, yeah, you know the signs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When because I'm a victim myself. It's one of the reasons
Mm-hmm.
why I got custody of my daughters because she not only and I never touched her and I never would. She used it against me. And felt free reign to do whatever. And back then, cops didn't think that dudes did that, and so cops would literally show up, be called from neighbors. Cops would show up. I'd have bloody mouth, busted lip, torn T-shirt, and she is completely fine. And they walk by me and they're like, "We're lucky we don't arrest you." And it's like, what the hell is wrong? You know what I mean? There was
Yeah.
like there. It's not just females; it's males too.
Yeah. I
Uh,
have a good friend that went through that crap with his wife. And I mean, he was big enough he could have snapped her like a twig. It's a big fella. He never would lay a hand on her. He sat there and took it. And it broke him emotionally. And he still suffers from it to this day.
yeah, I mean, and it's uh it's bad. Like if I like one night maybe I need to like sit down and just have like a show on my other channel or something where I just go through the stuff that I went through, and I went through a lot of it just to be there for my daughter.
Yeah.
That's why I was there because any other person I would have been like F off. Like there's so many other people out there, but we had a kid, and that's why I went through what I went through
Right.
and stuck through with what I went through until it got to the point where she recognized what was going on. And that's when I had to not let her think that it was normal to see that stuff at home. And so that's
Right.
when it was like, okay, it's time for me to go now because I can't let her grow up thinking that this is okay either. And so I had to change it up and do a new approach.
Yeah, because they develop learned behavior.
Right.
And I think that's a lot of JP's problem. I really do. Won't say it's all because he's a grown up. He can make that choice. But at the same time, we don't know what kind of mental abuse that he suffered that he hasn't gotten the help to get over. And he's just carrying it on.
Well, that's what they do. That's why we're different because we break the cycle. I came
Yes.
from my real dad, which I don't know. My real dad uh, did all that stuff to my mom. That's why ever since I can remember, my mom always told me and shoved it in my head, "Don't you ever touch a woman."
Yep.
Okay. That's why I never did touch a woman because my mama, from since I can remember, made sure don't ever touch a woman. You know
That's
what I'm
what I
saying?
told mine.
And there's a lot of other thing. He didn't want me to survive. I was supposed to have an older brother, and he did things to my mom and beat her so bad that he passed away. And he was trying to do the same thing with me. That's why I have some of the issues I have with my foot is because he didn't. I made it. I was a month and a half premature because my mom didn't have a choice. They're like, look, we have to do a C-section. He needs to come out.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So before I was even born, uh, I was a victim of DV. I
I
was a
almost
victim
lost
of
my daughter at
abuse.
4 months.
I was a victim of all of that. Yeah. And that's why, when growing up, that's why it was so important. And they manipulate everything around you, whether it's the people around you, the situations, you yourself, your emotions. They are master manipulators at what they
Yes.
do. And it's
CJ, my mom lived the house I grew up in. We lived what we call back behind the curve. It was like a little patch of woods. If not for the woods, you could almost throw a baseball to her yard. You couldn't see the house because of the little woods, because the dirt road circled around like a horseshoe. I would have to ask permission to go to my mama's, to check on them, to see her, take the kids, whatever. My dad had passed away. He was my hero, and my second dad was my hero, but I hid a lot from him. If he thought I needed to be home, I couldn't even walk down the road to my mama's. I would get off work and I would have to go pick, my sister kept my children. I paid her. I would have to go all the way out of town to pick them up from her house and go back to town to get groceries, so that somebody was with me to witness. And then he would ask the kids, who'd your mama talk to? She waved at anybody? She smiled at anybody? I never, ever, ever cheated on him. That
yeah.
jealous rage. Oh my gosh, that jealous rage.
Yeah, it's the rage of, if I can't have you, nobody's gonna have you.
Exactly.
They
And I was told
literally
that.
ruin everything, uh, everything, and they manipulate people, even people that care about you and love you, and even family. They can even manipulate family members.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's it really, when people say it's a cage, it really is a freaking cage.
It is.
It really is.
And I didn't know that my second husband until I overheard it on the phone. My second husband, his mom had called him one Saturday. We were laying there in the bed watching a hunting movie. I grew up a tomboy, and she called, wondering how things were going, and because we had split up, and I had let him come back because my prayers going into it was it would save my marriage. But I saw the red flags. I knew the signs, and I didn't take it. I stood up to him. I let him come back, and I overheard the conversation. She asked him, is things better? Yes, ma'am. So she's back on her meds, and I'm just sitting, I'm freezing at this moment, yes, ma'am. So her being off of it, what must have been what made her go crazy and tear up the house, huh? I never tore my house up. He did. I didn't. I was never on any kind of medication like that. So I relate so much to a lot of what Micah went through. It's just surreal. Down to the pew pew to your head. Yeah, I lived it. It was forced in my hand and forced in my head. I'm alive because of the man upstairs. I look back now, and it's like there's no way I lived through that. That was a horror movie, but it was true. I lived it. My children lived it to a certain extent, and he wouldn't grab me, beat me, or nothing when we were out around anybody. If anybody was at the house or whatever, I'd get that look, and I knew what was going to happen as soon as we were alone. So that's why I said I felt safer there than away, because the one time I did leave, when he found me, he beat me unconscious. So I felt safer where I could watch the facial feature change. Until I could get my escape route, I was safer there to watch and know when to run, when to be prepared, than I was never knowing where he was at. Because my second husband stalked me really bad. When I left him that second time after that phone call, he stalked me really bad. He came up I was staying at my mom's house I grew up in. She had remarried. And I got out pulled up in the yard. I looked, I saw no vehicles. Got out my car, walked up for unlocked the door. I turned around, looked, I saw nobody. As I was putting the key in, I heard him breathing behind me, and I could smell that smell he had. He was literally standing dead behind me, so close that when I turned around, my shoulder bumped him and I pushed him down the doorsteps. He came out of nowhere. That's why I taught my kids and teach my grandkids now, always be aware of your surroundings.
It's important. It's important. That's why I feel like it's the beginning of what, like this time he was walking away. I feel like next time it's going to be something different.
Yes.
I really feel like the next time is going to have some kind of.
The stalking he did to Micah, it's real, y'all. It's real.
Yeah. Miss Johnette, I think the experiences that you had, I mean, my heart goes out to you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They prepared you to stand up and do what you're doing today. And I mean, that's going to make a difference. I mean, you know, as Micah says, we all have a cross to bear.
That's right.
And you've took yours and you go, girl. I mean, I
Thank
haven't
you.
known you that long, but my goodness, I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
I wish when my daughter was going through what she went through, I would have known you because you could have helped me stop what happened to her.
I'm so sorry for what she suffered, honey.
Yeah, but you know what? She's good today. She's
That's
happy
right.
and healthy, and that's one of the reasons that I do what I do, because nobody stood up for my daughter. So,
Right. And at the time where I was working at was a Cadillac dealership, and I had PD Coalition come to my workplace and want me to speak at one of their seminars they were having at one of the shelters or something. I don't remember now. It's been years ago. And I was all excited, you know. I was kind of nervous, but I was excited because maybe I could help somebody else, because I was freshly out of it, but I was still ready. And when I told my immediate boss, he was excited for me. Well, he came up to me later that evening and said, I probably didn't need to do it because the head honcho said it would look bad on the dealership and at a Cadillac dealership. I said, excuse me? How would this look bad? Well, it would draw the wrong kind of attention. Y'all, I felt abused all over again. I felt it, and I had no choice but to not do it. I had 3 children I was having to support on my own and driving 25 miles one way to work. I had no choice. I had to back out of it. I couldn't afford to lose my job. I won't be silenced again.
no.
That's why I'm so adamant about this. I won't be silenced again.
And until people are strong enough to speak for themselves, we're going to use our voices. That's why we're
That's
there.
right. That's exactly right.
Yes, are for.
And
That
it's
is what it's
ridiculous.
for. This
It's
is the heart.
2024, you know? It's
Yeah.
like, it's like what? Almost 2025. Like, what the hell? What is wrong?
Yeah.
Exactly. You know, it probably was easy to join the protest. I didn't start until July. But I'm sure at the beginning, when there were a lot more people, it's kind of easy to be out there because you blend in. Well, it's dwindled down, and there's, you know, 15, 20 that are there every time. And, you know, so you are more of a target.
Yeah.
That's when it gets tough. And that's when you know that what we do out there is making a difference.
Exactly. Look at when I said on Melissa's live earlier, CJ, you remember that day that I said I wasn't going to describe them or anything because I don't want to call anybody out, but there was a truck that had come by and had stopped, and they left and they came back. He came back in a different vehicle with this lady. She was just newly out of an abusive relationship. When he told her what we were doing, because we gave him the bracelets, the pins, and everything, she wanted to come back and talk. She wanted to. She wasn't ready to put herself out there, but she wanted to be able to help in some kind of way, to advertise some way. That day was bittersweet for me
I
because just
remember.
knowing, this beautiful lady,
Yeah.
but she was
Yeah.
so weak. She was so vulnerable
Yeah.
mentally and emotionally. But she found out what we were doing with
Yeah.
that guy telling her,
Yeah.
her friend telling her, and she wanted to come back and meet us. That right there is what makes things like this worthwhile.
And it was probably him that was like, I'm gonna pull up here and see what this is about. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden, shit, I just walked into people that are standing up against domestic violence.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he didn't want to give it out, and so he had to
Right.
stand there and look supportive, even though it wasn't. And then, yeah, probably got back in the car because I remember standing there and I was like, "Wow, this lady is beautiful."
She was beautiful. And
Right?
she was steady shaking,
Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just a shaking.
yeah, yeah. But
And
she
I
was,
told her I was proud of her for walking up there. I said, I can see you're nervous and you're shaking, but I want to tell you I'm proud of you.
yeah, yeah. I remember that day. Now that you started talking about it, um, mm,
And
That's what makes it worthwhile right there.
yes, ma'am, I believe it. And I think about Micah with all this. Everybody says that we've lost, justice for Micah. We're not thinking about Micah. But I truly believe in my heart that Micah would be standing with us
Yes.
if this were to happen to somebody else.
yeah.
I
Oh,
said
yeah.
that earlier.
Mhm.
If she would have made it out, well,
Yeah.
she made it out, but if she would have survived,
Yeah.
she would be there promoting this very thing. She'd have been the front runner, just
Yeah.
like with getting the education for the Dare to Care for those kids in Africa. She loved the youth. She would have been a front runner in this when she got
Mhm.
strong enough because she had endured it.
I
So
believe.
yes, we are there for Micah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's true. Because you see all, I mean, this is like the family told me that she had done so much and created and ran so many things for Solid Rock, and
Yes.
her family was so involved that people started to jokingly call it the Francis's Church.
Yeah.
Mm.
Like that's, and I think that's where a lot of the jealousy came from, and
Exactly. Because
why
she
a lot
was
of
the
that
life
happened.
of that church.
Yeah, everybody came to her. She basically ran it, and he just hung back,
Yes.
played piano, and spoke some scriptures, and then took off before everybody else was walking out. She really did run it, and her family did a lot for the church too.
Yes.
And I think that's where a lot of the jealousy came from. Was from that. Um, it's I just worry about you guys so much. I know that this is just I
No. You know what?
I got to get back as soon as I can cuz
Yeah.
it's going to escalate. I know it will.
Well, we appreciate you. And I'm going to say I know that Miss Johnette's going to agree with me with this, but we're covered in the blood of Christ.
Amen. We
And
are.
and I feel like we are his hands and his feet to help people. And
Yes.
he's got us 100%.
Funny you should say that. When where we used to do the karaoke at, yeah, it was a little bar, but it wasn't like your bar room brawling, fighting kind of place. People would sing Christian songs in there. They served food in there, just a little corner country place. And if there was a guy came in there one night, nobody knew him, hadn't seen him before, and he wanted to sing. So my husband had put his name down to sing, and a friend of mine had called me down to the other end of the counter. I was talking to him, and the guy was starting to get rowdy. I was watching him, seeing he was getting on people's nerves or whatever. And when his time came up to sing, like at the end of one of the verses where music would play or something, he was throwing in words, and he was being ugly. any of you MFers want some of this or whatever? And I'm like, oh, I know he didn't. So my husband had told him, he said, Bo, you can't be doing like that now. You got to calm down. Well, a girl that was the manager had come up to me and told me, she said, he's going to have to leave. I said, yep. Joe just called him down. You know, we're going to make him tell him he's got to leave when he finishes the song. Well, he did it again. So she went and told him. He went out the door, and we would always keep the door cracked open, and we had taken a fan where it would blow the smoke out or whatever, because it was a smoking place. And all I did is picked up the microphone, because we'd stopped the music to make him leave. I picked up the microphone and apologized to everybody. I said, y'all, we're sorry for the little interruption. We're going to keep going. Just as nice as I could. And he popped his head back in the door, and he got smart and said, you trying to tell me how to talk? I'm a Marine. That's how we talk. I started out that door. I said, excuse me, did you just say something about a Marine? I said, you are shame and disgrace to your fellow servicemen and women and the veterans in this country and the fallen in this country. I don't care what branch of service you're in. You don't come out to a public civilian place acting like this, talking like that to people, disrespecting ladies like you were. So I told him, I said, the best thing you can do is leave. So I went to walk back in, and he called me a name. I went to go at him, and I didn't know. I hadn't even paid any attention. All the guys in there had came out with me, and they were grabbing me. Miss Johnette, you don't need to. He's a man. He can hurt you, and that made me furious. And I pulled loose from him. I said, y'all don't ever tell me I can't do something because I'm a woman. Well, when I went to walk back in, and he called me the B word, I snatched that door back open, and I took off behind him, and he ran across the highway. Never saw him again. I'm not saying that to brag. That's the kind of stuff that triggers me. And I'm not going, never met him before. I'm not going to sit around and somebody be disrespected that way, somebody be threatened the way he was threatening. So then everybody started, if anything ever started, Johnette, go outside and make so-and-so leave. Like I was a bouncer or something. And people's like, you weren't afraid? I said, no. We were robbed back in March or April at closing. I wasn't scared. I got in defense mode. I'm looking around that if these two guys here starts firing, what can I do to try to distract them so one of the other guys can grab their guns? You know, I got to do something to save my people. As honest to God. I mean, I felt God's protection around me. I wasn't afraid. So yeah, we're covered by the blood. I know there's dangers in it, but God has not given us the spirit of fear.
No, ma'am.
But you also got to make sure that you know your surroundings so you don't
exactly
end up in a position where you're not on this planet anymore.
Exactly. And I do that.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm steady checking, even before this, I'm steady checking my rearview mirrors, the two outsides, the inside. I watch all the time. That's something Daddy instilled in us girls. Yep. I always watch. It's important. And things are crazier now than what they were when I first started driving.
Yes, ma'am. And that's why when I'm saying he's ain't got nothing to lose.
Yeah.
Except that big rock over there across the street.
Yeah.
And you already know how physical we've seen the stuff he's willing to. There was stuff where the family said we're not even going to tell you about some of and the Micah's Law stuff was already hard to reading some of the stuff that was going on. And then when the family after they were telling you this stuff, and then they said there's also other stuff that we just out of the respect for Micah we don't even want to share. That's what I'm saying. I don't want anybody.
Yeah, he's dangerous.
Yeah, you can lose your life, and
and not only him, the people that are, he's not in this alone. Not only him, whoever else is in it.
Oh, there's
you never know when they're following you.
Why do you think the people for the last few months have been creating so much defamatory and slander about all of us. Why do you think it's been taking place?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because the less people that are there, the better it is for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Except,
you got a couple people that are pretending to be about one thing, and instead they're the ones that are trying to create the division. They're the ones that are trying to create the hate and the venom and the negativity for the justice for Micah, because all of us are nothing but positive and peace.
Yeah.
And you see, it's, oh well, that didn't work. You know why? Because we all have strong shields. Because I guarantee you, it's just like when I ended up leaving after a, like, I, well, I had all them groups coming after, and in order to save my own community's mental health, I took a step back for a couple weeks, because I had people reaching out to me for like 3 weeks before that saying, CJ, why are you even wasting your time with this case? Like,
Yeah.
if this is the kind of hate that comes with stand there, CJ, what about this victim over here? CJ, what about this victim over here? You know what I mean? Go to where people appreciate you.
Well, I can tell you this much. I saw
And
some
I
of the
can't take it.
comments. I saw some of the comments with them saying, "Oh, the protesters were wanting CJ to come back. Ain't nobody wanting CJ here."
Oh,
Before
it's
I
different.
met anybody, before I made it to my first protest, I saw that in comments.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
But that's the only reason. Listen, I left because when I left, I said, "Look," I even told Allie and Melissa. I said, "Look," I said, "I've already been," and I already gave them a heads up a couple weeks before that too. I was like, "Look, my community is like, there's other victims that would appreciate your effort if people out there don't want to." And that's when
well,
I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go back and I'm gonna start focusing, like I even said on my show, it's become a justice for agenda, not justice
yeah,
for Micah. That
yeah.
was my last show before I left for a couple weeks. I said it's
yeah.
become justice for agenda, and my community is right. There are other victims out there that would love to have my effort, and I don't need to exist around uh, venom and muck. And
No,
so
you
that's
don't.
why I did what I did.
But
But it was true. That whole couple weeks that I was gone, even before I left, because I left the next day. Even before I left, I was getting messages, "Don't go, please, don't go." And I'm like, "Look, my community, they're right. My community's right. There's no reason why these people should be doing any of this stuff when we are just out here for justice for the victims, the families, and
right.
communities, and it's nothing but truth and justice." And they were right. But then when I kept seeing all of the support that I was getting, I was like, these people need me.
Yeah,
I I
definitely.
I already love them all. And if that many people, because it was literally like I was getting reached out and I'm like, "No, thank you. No, thank you." And it kept happening every day. It was getting more and more and more. And then creators were reaching out to me. Content creators were reaching out to
Yeah,
me saying, CJ, that they're all reaching out to me. Would you please go back out there? And I'm like,
yep.
damn,
Miss
y'all.
Ann was one of them.
And that's when I was like, okay, I'll come back. That I wasn't even planning on coming back as early as I did. There was other things I was gonna do, and then in a couple weeks I was gonna make my way back out there. And then when I seen them barriers get put up, I'm like, you know what? This person has been part of this bullshit this whole time, and I'm tired of it. And if these people are reaching out to me like this, they need me. This stuff's been going on too damn long. It
Yes.
was a justice about an agenda for a long time, and that's why I came back within a couple days' notice, quickly packed my crap, and I was like, it's on, baby, because it's ridiculous. Um, the stuff that people are willing to do, and they're painting it off like it's for victims, but man, they're the ones with the 90 inch TV hanging on their wall. It ain't
And you
me.
and you
They're the
know
ones there listening to music at home, chilling. I ain't got no chill time because I'm working
Yeah.
from the moment I wake up until the moment I go to sleep. I'm not working on just one case. I work on a whole bunch at the same time. And literally, my life is nothing but dedicated to this work. I don't have a personal life like these people do. So the fact that they just put out this agenda off of victims' names, it's disgusting and it's done with.
Yes.
It's
You're
done.
not just behind a computer and just behind a camera. You're all of it.
Everything.
All of it.
My life. It is my life.
Yeah.
I haven't played. I love playing video games to wind down because it's a good way to kind of wind down from the stress of talking about it and digging up files and going through information and seeing a lot of the ugly that you guys don't even see. It takes a lot to decompartmentalize
Yeah.
all of that stuff, man. And I love my video games because my mind just goes right to the video game and I lose like all it's just like focus is just nothing there, and it helps me wind down from all this stuff. And I only get to play maybe an hour or two of a video game once every 2 or 3 weeks. That's about the only amount of free time that I get. Other than
Yeah.
that, I'm working
Exactly.
because it is about truth and justice.
And you are greatly appreciated by the people that matter.
I know, I feel it. That's why I came back. That's why I said I have the shield to block out the plastic figures in the hot dog steaks, and I have the shield to call it up. You don't think listen, when I sit there and I put my shield out like I did today, like I don't have to say nothing. I always told you guys they're going to use their own words to
Yeah.
expose themselves. And I put out another video today, 2.5 minutes. And you know what? I got people saying, CJ, that's not pro justice for my guys. I don't give a fuck. It is. It is. Because the fact that, listen, if I have to be the one, I can handle it. I can handle the dumb crap that comes out me. That's why I'm in the position that I'm in, is because I have the shield to not only take on that, but listen, I can survive through all of it.
And I will say, you are not an instigator. You
Never.
respond to what others have done or said. You don't instigate.
No, I'm the
I've
quiet
seen
one.
that.
I'm the quiet one in the back corner that is chill as hell.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, I'm chill as hell. I don't instigate shit until you take it to a point, and then I'm a tornado on
That's
your ass.
how I am.
I'm a tornado on your ass.
I'll tolerate so much, and when I've had it, I've had it.
Yeah.
And that's why I set the record straight about that. You think that didn't bother me when Jay used me and my husband, our kindness, that, oh, they drove here 2.5 hours just to come and see me. When people started turning against them, I didn't even say anything to him then. I didn't say anything to him that next Sunday. But when he was on that live, after we had done the beach walk, I didn't even know he was on there. It was shown to me when I was getting ready to leave to come home. That long drive by myself, because my husband wasn't with me that day. He had a death in his side of the family, and he said, I know where your heart is. I know where you feel like you need to be. It's okay, go. So I went by myself. I'd had enough. And first words out of my mouth was, I love you. I even love my enemies. You know this, you and I've had this conversation, but this is enough. The manipulating of videos, the lies needs to stop.
It's crazy. It is.
I mean, I held back because I didn't want to disrespect Micah or her family. But at the same time, with him saying that, I even went to Melissa. I said, I'm the newbie here. This is bothering me now that he's saying this. Now I feel like the protesters are going to think I'm a plant. And she said, no, because I let them know that you had already told me that y'all had met Jay beforehand. I told a couple of them that we had met him beforehand. I had nothing to hide. I let them know. I met them that first day from getting to see them, and I let them know I'd already met Jay. First day I was there, I let them know that.
Bye, JP.
Thank God I did. Thank God I did, because that showed I was hiding nothing. But yeah, that bothered me what they were thinking about me. But thank God they all still trusted me and my husband. They still accepted us as part of the family, and that means a lot.
Well, yeah, because they all know that he lies about so much. He even lies about what he does for work.
Look, I have
I mean,
seen.
it's the business card that he's handing out to everybody, making him think that he's part of a DOJ investigation. Listen, you guys, I'm going to tell you. Listen, I'm going to tell you the damn truth, okay? This is what took place. This is what took place. He was there his second week. This was before. So, okay, you guys remember, maybe it was his third week. Do you guys remember when he wanted to gather everybody at the
Mm-hmm.
entrance to the college because he had a message to give everybody, right? You
Uh-huh.
remember that? Remember that? Okay. I have it still. I just deleted it because I'm like, dude, it was too weird. Okay, so that morning, this is why he's sitting there promoting that I don't know information, that nobody talks to me, that he's part of something bigger that nobody knows about, and all this other bullshit. He is a lying ass MFer, okay? Listen, the same day, because that was at the end of that protest when he was like, everybody, come here, come here. I'm sitting there talking to the community. CJ, come here. You gotta come here, come here, come here. He was already contacting people like 2 weeks before that, like, hey, you guys, I got something, I gotta, this. So then he's like makes this big spectacle, like, if you need to come to me, I'll put you through the proper channels. That
Yep.
you want to know me. He starts crying and ripping off his, I'm Jay Bingham, and throws his robe and this, and crying and looking all cracked out. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Earlier that morning, okay, when I show up and I got my camera next to the tree by the entrance of the college that's across from Solid Rock. I got it sitting up right next to there. I had just got there. I was maybe live, um, maybe a half an hour, 45 minutes or something, because that's when he actually showed up a little earlier than recently. So he comes up to me and he's like, hey, CJ, I got to tell you about something. And I'm like, what? And do I need to mute it? Because, yeah. But no, he goes, I don't even want to be around here. And I was like, okay. He goes, but it's real important. It's real important. Come on, come on, CJ. It'll just take a few minutes. I'm like, all
Mm-hmm.
right, whatever. So I hit mute and I go walking back, and we're walking by where all the cars park right up there next to the tree. And he's like looking around, like he's like Ray Liotta on Goodfellas, looking at the helicopter above his car and shit, like looking around all over at the skies and the trees. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? So we get a right of where it starts to curve on that road. And he's like, just give me a minute, man. I just want to make sure nobody's recording us. And I'm like, dude, I ain't think they got trail cameras in trees. Why don't you just stand right here and tell me what's up? Like, the college ain't got trail cameras on the trees, bro. Get real. And
Wow.
so he goes, so he gets in his pocket, and his hand's shaking like this. His hand is all shaken, and he hands me this business card, and it says, DOJ, and I'm sitting there looking at it, and I'm like, okay, like, so what? So what? You can literally go to the Department of Justice and get a business card just for saying, hey, guess what? I got something to tell. And then
Yeah.
they're in the back room after you leave going, this shit's not credible. But you were able to get a business card, right? You can
Uh-huh.
also make business cards, people. It's not that hard. So basically, he hands this card to me, and I'm like, okay, because I've already, I already, I listen, it don't listen, you're not going to impress me, because when I do the work that I do, there's a lot of different people that I talk to. Okay. So you're not going to impress me by giving me a business card. You're not. And number one, if you do that, you're not promoting it, because you're listen, the agencies don't work with people that have loose lips. Okay. They just don't. Let's just be clear. So the dude hands me a business card, and I'm like, okay, so what's the? Oh well, I'm working with them. I'm like, um, okay. Instantly, I just told you what I said. If people are doing that kind of work, that's not the situation that they're in. Because if they are, they're not going to do anything with you, or they're going to use you as a freaking pawn because you have no sense of what the job is about
Right.
already by telling somebody, yeah, I'm working with them. That's why when people are on here on YouTube saying, I work with the FBI, the F you do, bro. Because if you do, they ain't working with you. That's just how it is. And
Right.
so I'm like, okay, good for you. I already know it's fake. Okay, good for you. Is that it? And he goes, well, you can tell your community that you know somebody that's working for the DOJ. Just don't tell them my name. And I was like, I don't. That's not what I'm about. I said, uh, I don't need to tell my community anything. In fact, I talk to a lot of people that people don't even know about, and I don't
Right.
even promote it. And I was like, I don't care to tell my community. And then he goes, no, 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 you can tell them. You can tell them that you know somebody that's working with them, but just don't put my name in it. And I said, you don't even have to worry about me saying anything anyway, because I'm not about that. And that's when I'm already like, so when I hear the people like the last couple months, like, he's working for something you don't even know or understand. I'm like, yeah, he must have slipped you the business card too, but you didn't smell the hot dog steak.
Mm-hmm.
It's the lies.
Yeah.
It's the lies of being about something else, doing something else, being involved in something else. He's got all these people manipulated based off of a freaking piece of cloth.
Yeah. And what they don't realize, and even, and I'm not down on anybody, but even a lot of the people that are in chats or commenting on lives, on videos, whatever, I have seen the same name on different people's pages. Other words, playing both sides of the fence, backstabbing, as you would say. Do they not realize that people can see that? If I can see it, anybody else can. I mean, I've always been attentive to stuff, but it's crazy. He's one of them himself. I've verbally heard him say bad things about somebody, then you turn right around and he's all up with them and talking bad about the other one. I've seen that so many times with people. You don't do that. If you don't like me, don't like me. I'm okay with that.
Right. We
But
ain't
don't
got to
act
eat at
like,
the same table.
don't act like you're my friend and then you go talk crap about me behind my back. It don't
Right.
roll like that.
Yeah.
And I've seen that with a lot of people throughout this. And I'm like, really? Or can these people not realize this was
They
a
don't smell
woman's
it.
life that was lost, that suffered severe mental and physical and emotional abuse? Can they not understand that and just stop?
No, because
And,
they're all about the same agenda.
yeah.
It's
And you're right,
because
Kylie. I see Kylie's comment. You're right. He is
it is.
very triggering. He's
It's
very triggering.
It's grade school behavior, just like
Yeah.
walking up and down, yelling across the street when they've already told protesters not to do it.
Mm.
So then his excuse is, "I'm not a protester."
Yeah.
But then the next week you are, and then
Yeah, he comments in Miss
we have a
Ann's
real
comments on Miss Ann's video. Hey Ann, just want to tell you thank you for standing up for us protesters. But he had just said he was not a protester. Yeah, I saw it. I screenshot it.
yeah.
If you're listening, Jay, or any of you, to run back and tell him, yeah, I screenshot it. I pay attention.
You know they are, and there's always screenshots and screen recordings. Why? I mean, come on! I'm in the business of getting information.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like, you don't think I don't know? Like, that's what my profession is getting information that people don't know.
right.
And we're good at it. Very good at it.
Exactly. I mean, that's the only way you know. Like I said before, my daddy taught me, you pay attention to how people are with one group of people and how they are with another group of people, you watch them, see how they are. If they're the same person all the way around, they're usually a good person. But when they act this way with this one or this way with this one or backbiting, that's the ones you know you can't trust. Oh, keep them close so you can watch the moves so they don't put that knife in your back. But I mean, not close like a close friend, but yeah, you have to watch them.
It's how you play checkers. Or,
Yeah.
I mean, it's how you play chess. You
Yeah.
know your opponent's move 3 moves before they even know what they're doing.
That's right.
And that's why I tried warning people all the way back in June, July.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yo, I already smelled it. I already smelled it.
Yep.
And I already showed you the video. You can go back to the videos I had from before I left, and you can see, yep, there's the group. Look at all of them right there.
Yep.
And it's the same group that some people still hang out with, and I don't understand it. And I'm just being honest with you. Because if you can't see, if somebody warns you about the hot dog steaks back in June and July and you still work with these individuals,
Mm-hmm.
I have to question you.
Right.
So pay attention to who still works with these individuals, and you have to question.
Exactly.
No, seriously. I'm telling all y'all right
Yeah.
now. Why do you think last night I showed this picture? And let me pull it up again. Why do you think last night I showed you guys this picture? Right here.
While you pulling it up, I'm gonna answer Beach Bell. She says, I didn't think he knew Micah, but I heard him talking about Micah like he did know her.
Yeah, he claimed when he first came up to me, he claimed that he knew her.
The day that we met him, he told me that her and her sisters was his niece's age. And his nieces come to his house all the time. And Micah and her sisters grew up coming to his house. I don't know how true that is. I didn't know him then. I also heard someone else say that one of the girls, I don't know if this is true, but one of Micah's sisters had said, no, they didn't. So I don't know. I can't say which is true, but yeah, that's what I've heard.
I'm going to tell you right now, I asked if Jay was relevant from certain individuals, and I'm not going to say who. I asked if Jay was relevant because I didn't want to I didn't want to entertain him if he wasn't relevant based off of the stories he was telling people, and I was told no. That's why I backed away from Jay all the way back then.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, dude, you're sitting there going around telling people these stories, and they don't have the route or the link to be able to find out that information. I find it out and I give it to my community, and because he's wearing cloth, they get manipulated. And it's like, okay, y'all can sit there and talk shit about me, go ahead.
Right.
But I tried to warn you, just like this right here. Whenever, and I'm being honest, you go look at the people that still work with those individuals that attacked me and still continue to attack me. Some of them don't anymore because they learned, and some of them still continue to do so. They all still hang together, people. And I'm talking now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying, and it's the Easter egg. Look at the people who continue to work with these people still, and you have to question. And it's some of the popular people you love.
Yep.
And I don't even think you know what I'm talking about right
Well,
now.
I have been making me a list of different names. I got a long list of names to not trust because I've seen shady stuff.
There you go.
I have 3 lines on one sheet of paper, and the third line is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is 7 from the bottom. Only thing left open.
Okay, is the name that I put in private chat on that list? Just answer yes or no.
Let me look. Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, almost fell over.
Yeah. Yeah, this is why last night I listen, I'm full of Easter eggs. I'm full of them. This is why I said, even if it's this piece of fruit right here, go back to my show last night in the intro. even I said, even if it's this piece of fruit right here that isn't even touching any
Mm-hmm.
of the other, this one right here, it's the same. It's going to end up the same right here.
Yeah. I
That's
kind
why
of
I put
wondered if that's who you were talking about last night, but I thought, nah, that maybe it's just me.
it's more than that. Listen, I'm in the business, and do I know what certain people are capable of? Of course I do, but I don't give a shit because I'm capable of a hell of a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I put the picture out for you guys. Even this piece of fruit will end up like that piece of fruit, because just like this quote says, if you take a piece of rotten fruit and place it besides perfectly good fruit, what happens? The mold from the rotten fruit spreads over to the good fruit, and both end up in bad condition. what
Exactly.
what happens when you surround yourself with people who don't build you up? Well, you just become like them.
That's right.
Be careful, y'all.
You are the company you keep.
Be careful, y'all. That's why this is so important.
Yeah, there's a few other ones that I learned early on.
It's been since June,
Seem
July.
very,
It's
seem
been
very
since June, July.
trustworthy, but I still proceeded with caution. And yeah, those red flags just kept getting redder and redder.
Yeah. It's been out there since June, July. There's nobody that can say, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did. And unfortunately, you decided to hang out in the bowl that has all that kind of fruit sitting there. And it's sad.
Yep.
It's sad because there's good people that I really feel have good intentions that end up hanging out in this bowl of fruit. And it's unfortunate, but I'm the one that sees the bowl before other people because I'm in the business.
Yeah.
I have to do that to stay safe for the occupation that I'm doing. Not only uh, in so many different areas. That's why I have to be good, and that's why the team has to excel. Is because I can't do what I'm doing if I don't have the
Right.
protection that I have, and this is why I listen. I'm not one of those hate channels where I'm making shows where I'm talking about this person and and they said this and they said that. No, I'll put out little videos, but other than that, I'm gonna let you guys know. Look, I don't. I really do care about you. That's why I said if I see a piece of rotten fruit, if I see a wolf in sheep's clothing, I'm gonna warn you guys. I'm also
Yep.
good. You also have to think for yourself because I'm not gonna sit there and give you everything because then you're never gonna take the time to be aware for yourself. And this is about you being aware. I will give you Easter eggs. I will drop things for you. You have to do the work.
Yeah, because that's the only way you're going to learn, or
It's
else
the
you'll
only
always be
way.
dependent.
Otherwise, I'll be worrying about giving you all the, and I'm not even focusing on the victims anymore. And
Yeah.
that's not what this is about. You need to do your own. I will give you the the book that you can the open book test. You just have to show up, you have to open the book, and you have to have a pencil and get ready to write some stuff down. You have to look through for the pages to find the answers. I'm
Right.
basically giving you an open book test. There's nothing easier than that. It's just you got to be careful. There's a lot of evil out there. There's a lot of people using the word of God for
Amen.
whatever agenda they want. They will make you think that they know all, be all, are the most holy. And this is even the plastic Jesus, thinking that you may even think he's the most holy. Listen, that's what they do. They are no better than JP because
Yep.
they do the same thing. They use religion to manipulate people's awareness.
Amen.
It is easy for them to manipulate using the word because I mean, come on. This is what they're supposed, you know. always supposed to forgive. I'm sorry. I'll forgive you once. After that, that's why I have the 150 or zero. I will literally give you the shirt off my back, but if you ain't willing to do it for me, I ain't got that time.
Right.
I ain't got it because
Right. Because there's too many other people that need you that might
yeah,
need that shirt on your back and appreciate it.
exactly. Exactly. There's too many other people that would love to have that opportunity, and that's what it's about.
That's why I have stood up for you so many times in chats to, well, I haven't had to stand up for you to my friends because I just explain who you are
Yeah.
to my friends. You know, the effort you put in this, you drive 14, 15 hours one way, and you don't just come and stand there behind a camera. That would be for show. That would be to get likes. That would be to build your business. Just doing that just so. You're not even a local. You're making that drive. You are doing footwork. You're putting yourself in danger. That Lumber River is a dangerous place.
I went
You
there
putting
9
yourself in
times.
danger. Yeah.
I had like 9 people talking
Yeah.
to me about how dangerous it is, and we're comparing ammunition because they're telling me, "Look, man, you'd be running out of here so quick. The shoes would be coming off them Adidas." And I said,
Yeah.
"I'm good." They kept telling me shit, and I'm like, "I'm good." And they're like, "You're good," and I'm like, "I'm fucking good." I raised my shirt up. I said, "I'm fucking good."
Yeah. I mean, you're
And
not
he's
a
like,
stunt
"Well,
man that
what you
does something
got?
like that for a living.
What you got in there?" And I said, "This is what I got." And he's like, "Well, I got this." And I was like, "I don't give a fuck. It's who pulls it first, bro."
Yeah.
Like, I don't give a shit what you got, dude. Yes, I put my dude. There's in any case that I'm out there working on, you can see the stuff that happens.
Yes.
This is what I try to tell people when it comes to the type of danger and why I'm so cautious and why I do call out the hot dog steak, because I'm telling you, I go to communities. It's the real. You've heard this is true crime. I go to communities where people don't want the damn answers found out,
Yeah.
and they will.
Exactly.
They've already went to a certain length already. Okay, they've already went to a certain length. You don't think they're going to go to another one to make sure that that is kept secret? Oh, damn straight they will.
Yep.
Look at all the stuff that's happened with Sebastian Rogers' case to me and the team is enough to make you go, what the hell is wrong with these people? Where somebody would literally, while I'm out in the middle of a search, stick their hand underneath my car and cut my serpentine belt off and take it with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like for real. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's what people don't understand. This stuff that I'm doing, no, I'm not just sitting behind a computer. I'm not sitting on a bucket, sitting there talking about this and then sitting in my living room couch. No, my ass doesn't even have a living room couch. I don't even have a damn bed from the fire that took place a year and a couple months ago here.
Yeah.
I lost everything, and I never replaced any of it because it's all about the victims, families, and communities. And I try and do everything I can to make sure. You think I would love to sleep on a bed? I sleep on the fucking floor with 3 blankets to have some cushion for me because I don't want to go out and spend the money on a new mattress because that's a trip to a community that I can go help.
Right. And that right there speaks volumes of the kind of man you are. You are strong-willed, but you are humble inside because you care about people. You truly care about other people.
I do.
And
You
I
have
will stand up for you. I will stand in front of you, behind you, and beside you, wherever I need to be any day of the week. Just so you know that. You
I
need to
don't
know you've got people that love you and that support you and want you.
I know I do. That you guys are my fuel. There was so many nights where I just sat there laying up. I mean, my whole life I'm sitting there going, what am I supposed to do? Why am I here? Like I would go to, the factory or I'd go to my management and and you'd have these accomplishments and these achievements and the accolades and all this other stuff that comes with the professions of the stuff that I was doing, even the work that I was doing work for NBA players, MLB players, uh the Cavs, the Browns. I was doing work for all these different people with the
Yeah.
profession that I was in. I was like literally going to the owner of the Browns to do his vehicles. You know what I'm saying? I was like
Yeah.
literally that. And still I would sit there and go, what am this is not what I'm here for. Like, what am I supposed to be doing? And I started doing this because of COVID. I was by myself. My family is states away. And so literally when COVID happened, I literally was locked in alone by myself the whole time, and I literally lost my shit. And I'm like, I got to think
Yeah.
about something else. I got to have some kind of communication with the outside world. And that's why I even started this show on YouTube. That was the reason. And then all of a sudden, as time has progressed and I've grown because I've had to learn everything on my own, I didn't have
Right.
somebody say, hey, guess what? This is how this works. And this is how you can do this. I literally had to fight and scratch and learn how to even run this, all of the stuff that I do. It's all been learning and ideas, and I really do feel like this is what I meant. This is why I'm meant to be here, and I will do this until the day that I go. And if
Right.
I can't, I'm going to be miserable as hell, because this is the only thing that I feel like I was put here on this planet to do, was to do this. And this is why I don't care about not having a bed. This is why I don't care about chilling back on my TV. This is why I don't care if I'm instantly working as soon as I get up until I go to bed, and it's all my life and I don't have a social life, and like none of the stuff that most people have for the American dream. It's nothing. My American dream is just being able to make it to a community to help.
Right.
And that's all it's going to be until I go. This is all I'm going to do ever, because this is the only thing in my life where I've like, you know what? This is what I was meant here to do. I've wondered it my whole life. I'd sit there late at night asking, what am I supposed to do? This isn't it. Getting up at 6 in the morning, going here, getting awards and all that. Like, this isn't nothing. This is nothing. Yeah. I didn't have to worry about looking at my bank account. Now I got check the damn thing every half an hour. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
like I didn't have to worry about this, and I could literally go home and not have to think about work and do whatever I wanted to do, go anywhere I wanted to go, watch whatever I wanted, whatever. It was whatever I wanted. I don't have a choice, and I haven't had a choice since I started this, because it's not about me. It's not about me. I can't sit there, hey CJ, you should come out and hang out and we could go do this. I would love to, trust me. And I feel so bad telling everybody out there, like, that want to invite me to do this and do that. Trust me, I would love to be able to do those things, but I can't, because I'm so busy trying to do this for these communities, victims, and families. And I really am. And it's, I feel bad telling people, and they take it another way. And it's not it's really, I'm all about community. I'm all about that, but I literally, as soon as I take time away from that, I'm taking time away from a victim.
Right. And I didn't take it any bad way. And we've invited you several times with us being as far away as we are to
Right.
take you on the Ferris wheel,
Yeah.
the
And
sky
I
wheel. We were
want
going to
to.
pay for it, but
I
I
want
knew
to.
you were busy. I never took it in a bad way.
I want to. I every time I drive by and I see that beautiful, uh, I see that beautiful, um, uh,
Sky wheel.
yeah, I see that beautiful sky wheel and it's all lit up, and I'm like just sitting there going, man, every time,
Yep.
every time, and I'm just like, man, if I could just, and I can't. I really, I would love to. I would love to experience Myrtle Beach. People talk to me, even though I've been there for 5 6 months. People talk to me like I know this street and I know that street, and I'm like, really, I don't know. How do you not know, CJ? You've been here for so long. It's literally, I don't know. I know the route to Solid Rock.
Right.
I know the route to different spots of interest, and other than that, I haven't had time to explore or go find out what this restaurant is, or any of this stuff. And I wish I could, but there'll be a time one day where I have an office, and I have a wonderful team that helps me out in the background. But when it comes to me being here and doing all the stuff that I do on a daily basis, once I can get that help that is actually physically there with me, this is what I have to do. And until
Right.
that day, you know what I'm saying? Until the day that I have an office that I can have people that are there with me and they have their offices too, and we're all doing morning meetings and we're getting together and we have our own tasks and things like that, I will have the time to be able to go out and have dinner and things like that. But at this time, I don't. I don't. The only and it may not ever come to be that way, and that's absolutely fine with me because it's not about it's. I have to have goals. I have to have
Right.
passions that I'm working towards. You know, a dream. You know, just in case when I do have low fumes in the tank, there's something that I can be like, ooh, there's this thing on the shelf that I can throw in that kind of like Back to the Future, throwing banana peels, you know, in the time machine. Like, man, hey, listen, if I got to pull some banana peels off the shelf to throw in there just to keep going, you know, that's what I have to do. And so I have to like look, you know, for a goal like an office and to have people working with me and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm not worried about any of that because um you know, if it happens, it'll be a beautiful thing, and if it don't, it doesn't matter because I'm still going to do the same thing whether there's an office or not.
Right.
And that's why your guys' support, when I tell you guys how much I care about you, when I tell you guys how much I love you, how much your support means to me, it really does mean a lot to me because without your support, I wouldn't be able to be there. I wouldn't be able to sit there, you know, and do these drives. These drives are tough. And there's a lot of things that go within those drives. They're
Yeah.
stressful. You know what I'm saying? I'm on the road a lot, you know, that you're constantly having to be overly focused. It's mentally tough on the brain, the body, to sit there in one spot for so, you know, extended periods of time and stuff. And
And you
and
have to have maintenance on the vehicles. I'll come up a tomboy. I was in parts and service most of my adult life. That gets costly also. Even just your regular maintenance, you're putting a lot of miles on. I
and
mean that within itself takes a lot,
that's
let
why I
alone the gas.
keep your fingers crossed. There might be a possible, even though it's older, because I have to be frugal, but there's a possible van that might be coming soon, and I need it. I really do
Yes.
because the vehicle is really getting to the point now where it's like every trip I gotta replace something.
Yeah.
Um, it really is, and that's why if you guys can just send your energy, you know, that this can be a blessing when it comes to what I'm trying to do. Please, I need your energy because really it is, and it's one of these things where if I didn't kind of do um, some maintenance that, you know, cleaning out, you know, cleaning this out, and because
Right.
like I was already having issues on the drive to Myrtle Beach, and then that's when it was like, it's going to be like this much, and I'm like,
Throttle body.
yeah, throttle body, yeah,
Yeah. That's
and
even cleaning those aren't cheap unless you can do it your own self.
yeah, and we thankfully we got that, and but you know too, just because you clean it doesn't mean the next trip.
That's right.
Because listen, cleaning it works just for a short period of time.
Uh-huh. We
It,
went through
it
the same thing.
it's a band-aid, and so that's why it's like,
We did the cleaning, then we replaced the sensor, and we had to wind up replacing the whole throttle body.
yep, that's my position. Is it was first the sensor, now it's the whole thing, and that's when I was like, okay, let me try and do something else here before I have to come back. And
Yeah.
yeah, so please send your energy that this thing not only listen, it's nothing fancy. Um, you know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
just I don't even care. You guys, I don't have to have the flash. It's not about flashy. I'm just asking for the blessing uh, that it will just continue to be able to make it
Right.
so
Dependable.
right, so I can make it to these communities, and that's all
Right.
I care. That's all I care about. That's all I care about.
Yeah, we got to send some love and some prayers up for
Yes,
CJ.
yes.
Also, shout out to, I'm going to take you a place here a minute, to Tara B. We love you and we want to help you. You help some of us. I'm going to cry. You help some of us more than you can ever imagine. And she is telling the truth, CJ. You've helped me. And I know she said down below it, she don't need any appreciation because she is one of us. And yes, you are, honey. But thank you. You are appreciated for supporting CJ,
Oh,
supporting the cause, supporting Micah.
and I couldn't do it without him. I know, and I apologize, and thank you for putting these out there. Uh, and I apologize. I'm just kind of talking, and I didn't do the contribution call outs right away, but I do want to say thank you to Kylie for the contribution to 299.
And Tara's contribution was $9.99,
Yeah,
and
and then
Beach Bell did $9.99.
Yeah, we got Beach Bell too. Kylie, thank you so much for the 299 sticker. I appreciate it. Tara B with the 999 super chat. Thank you. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, maybe you guys don't know because we just hang out in the live shows and there's people ain't hanging out in the comment section all the time. And I want to tell you right now, Tara B, uh, from the very first time that she's came into this show, uh, not only in the lives, not I'm telling you in the comment section, Tara B, and this is why I left you the message earlier today, calling you an all-star because you really are. Like the comments that you continue to leave on a daily basis in the shows, you're not only hanging out in the lives, but you're also leaving very thoughtful and very good knowledgeable conversations and comments in the chats for people to read that do come across the replay and that do go through the comments. And I just want to say thank you to you because anybody, they don't even have to take the time, and some people take the time and say thank you, and I appreciate that too. And then there's some people that literally take out 30 or 45 minutes to sit there and write a lot of the things that they write. And I just
Yes.
want to say, Tara, like you, I wasn't kidding around when I called you an all-star. Really, you are an all-star, and you help more people than you could even imagine, because I know that there's victims and people out there that don't even feel confident enough to even type a comment, and I know that they read your comments, and I just want to say thank you so much. You help more than you could even imagine. And also Beach Bell, thank you so much for the 999 super chat. Thank you guys for your support, and I really mean it. Without you, I couldn't do this. I couldn't.
And I see Tara B's comment says, once I'm healed mentally and where I should be, she means she wants to be a part of the team.
I want
Tara, you're a part of the team in a huge way already by being a victim and doing what you're doing. I thank you for that myself as a survivor. I thank you because that takes courage. And you have my prayers for a complete healing and a speedy one, because you're going to be a force to reckon with. I don't know your story and I don't need to. I've just seen your comments on CJ's things, and you're going to be a force to reckon with.
And that's so sweet too. She won the Micah Duck a couple weeks ago, and I want to say thank you for the contribution to be able to do that, because I was in a total shocker. It was going to be like $125 to send. No, it was $5.50 times 21, whatever that is, plus tax or whatever. No, 550 total times 21, whatever that is. That's how much. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I don't have that. I got to figure out another way, and I was gonna like send stickers or something. and try and think of another way that I could fix that. And then all of a sudden, somebody from the community was just like, "Here, get him out there," and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." Um, and so she got that duck the other day, and I'm
Good.
sorry about your rough week. I never seen a duck so yeah. Well, because seriously, I was like, because it got flat enough where I'm like, look, I can just throw a stamp on this thing because the idea was to uh, rubber band them tight so that way it could fit into an envelope. And I'm like, all I have to do is throw a stamp on it, and then I can mail out all these ducks. Because to me, they weigh nothing. It's in an envelope. In my mind, I just throw a stamp on it, and then I put them in the box. And then I got messages from people. Um, a few people that were like 585 is what there you go. So I got messages from people and they're like, we haven't got our ducks yet, and I'm sitting there going, what the heck? And so I go back to check and it's like, no, they're like five something a piece. And I was like, that's when the ball dropped, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And I want to say shout out to Charity, and thank you so much because I was able to send those out, and I'm going to be doing more of the giveaway stuff here soon. Um,
I have some more stuff too if you need it.
yeah, I'm going to be doing more of that. And if anything, we could, if you want, we could do like a collab thing too, because I just basically use like StreamYard. We could have like one night where we just give stuff away, and that could
Yeah.
be the show.
And I'll be glad to mail it from my end.
Yeah, we could just and whatever I have. She might unplug my stuff again, but but yeah, I think it'd be neat to have like maybe we could mix in some games with it and give away some stuff or something. And
Yeah.
just have a night. Because I do have some other stuff to give away too. I got a bunch of Amber Burbilia bracelets now too, that we're going to be giving away once I make it back to Myrtle Beach, for her case. And we got a lot of I got sent a lot of stuff, and we're going to go through all of that when I get back. There's quite a bit for Amber's case.
Did you tell me you wanted me to order some pink stuff for her?
Yeah, her favorite color was pink.
Okay.
So if we could do something for Amber too,
Okay.
like we do for Micah, it would be amazing. Man, yeah, I just I was like I was kind of sitting back and I was like, man, I need to have a show tonight, and I kind of had a whole bunch of stuff prepped for it, and then Caddy had said that Melissa was live on TikTok and wanted and dropped it to the team, and then I clicked on it just to hang out and watch while I was getting everything ready. And that's when I was hearing your guys' story, and I was just like, oh my gosh, like if you guys want to come on, like
Thank you so much for that too.
after you're done, I was like, I don't care about all this other stuff. I would rather, like, because your stories were
I wish
thank you for your strength, your guys' strength.
Yes, I wish I could have been there with them today. I didn't even see it. A couple of them sent me a message, and I didn't even see it until later, well after it was over with. And I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm just seeing this. Is everybody okay? If I need to come, I'll hit the road now. I mean, an hour and 40 minutes. I can't be there in 5. I can try to make it in hour and 20, maybe hour and 15. But
Mm-hmm.
it sucks being that far away, and I can't be there when they need me. But they know I'm a phone call away."
Mm-hmm. Tara, yeah, that's when I found out that it was going to be that much. I went to the store and actually got envelopes that made sure, because to me it was like if it's going to be that much to send the duck, well then I'm going to send it where if because the envelope that I had it in originally, if it would have got wet or something, the duck probably would have came out. So it was like, look, if it's going to be this much, then I'm just going to go ahead and I went to Walmart and I spent like $3 or something on a whole bunch of little envelopes, and so that's why I sent them out in those. Um, so yeah, and yeah, I do have I got a PO box. Um, I got a PO box there too now. So you guys, speaking of, I do have a PO box. If you guys finally, if you guys wanted to send something, you could. Um, PO box. Shit, I'd have to look it up. I got it written down somewhere. I'll tell you guys tomorrow's show. But I know a lot of people have been asking about a PO box.
And text it to me when you get a chance.
I will. Yeah, I will. They have Matt. Yeah, I went to. Well, I was like, I was gonna go there, but then I was like, I don't want to, because sometimes when you go there, you have to pay per. And I was like, man, I might as well just go to Walmart and get like a combo pack for a couple bucks. And I thought maybe it'd be cheaper at Walmart just to get the combo.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was only like $3.50 for the whole thing of them or whatever.
Kylie, I see your message. I'm happy I got to meet you too.
Yeah.
Thank y'all for accepting me in. I've watched it for a long time. I've commented for a long time. I'm usually on here as Daddy's Girl. So if y'all see the Daddy's Girl and the other one, just when CJ did the invite, I just clicked on the other YouTube and didn't realize it. But I'm usually Daddy's Girl. But yeah, this is me, Johnette.
Yeah.
Thank y'all so much for accepting me. And Tara B, thank you. You have been an inspiration. This whole team has been an inspiration to me tonight and throughout this whole thing. Since day one, my phone came with TikTok, and I had an old flip phone. And when it was about to fall apart, my daughter's like, Mama, you are not going to use a phone from back in the day. I said, I don't want one of those phones. Well, I'm glad now I got one, but I hadn't even ever used my TikTok. I deactivated it. I couldn't uninstall it, but I deactivated it. When this came out about Micah, and I was seeing a lot of things put on Facebook that was taking you to TikTok, that's when I started my TikTok up because of this. And I've got to meet a lot of awesome people. Y'all have become dear to my heart, hearing your stories, hearing your support of one another. Seeing you support CJ, I could just tell off the bat, CJ was the thing. He was just a real deal. And he was my main go-to. Still is. I might be on some of the other ones. I'm not on the panels, but I might be on there just looking for info for any new updates or something, because I know a lot of times CJ's doing work for other places, and it might be something I can find out to help. But it's not. I'm on CJ to support CJ because I know he's the real deal.
I appreciate that.
Well, we've become a big small family, and
Yes.
I call all my sisters, and I think CJ's become our brother, and
Yes, he has.
we're in this together, and we're going to get justice for Micah, and I think that there's an avenue to help get justice for Amber and a whole lot of other victims. And I hope this is a journey that I don't stop ever.
Right.
It's
That's why I said in the comments I was seeing tonight, people sending me stuff tonight, talking about the poll or the questions going out. What do y'all think about the protest, and does it need to stop? Y'all can do your little show all you want to. Decide if you're going to stop or keep going your own little protest. Y'all ain't got nothing to do with us. You don't call our shots. I don't care who you are. We're our own little family. If you want to come and join the family, we welcome you with open arms, but you're going to be honest. You're going to be true. You're going to be loyal. Otherwise, I love you in passing. I love you from a distance.
Exactly. And I want to thank you guys, and shout out to Melissa too. And sorry about the issues earlier with the technology.
Well, I have never done this app thing for this, so I've been on one live, and that was on TikTok that Sunday evening, sitting in the parking lot at Spring Maid Pier, when I hopped on there to set the record straight because I'd had enough. And I actually sat there in that parking lot for another hour and a half, 2 hours before I left to come home, just to see if I'd get a message wanting to meet me somewhere because I was ready. I sat there. I drove home in the dark by myself, but I was fine. So this is the only live I've been on like this, so it should be easier the next time because now I have the thing installed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. And, you guys are always more than welcome too. For sure. I appreciate you guys hanging out tonight and sharing stories, and also to Sandra too. I know she couldn't
Yes.
join, but she was in chat.
Yeah,
Um,
baby.
I hope, just send extra prayers for her because it's going to be a tough night for her tonight, I'm sure too.
Yeah.
So, send her some extra prayers, just because you're not around that atmosphere right there. It's the stuff in the head. You know what I'm saying? So just sprint some extra prayers for her. And yeah, it's been an awesome night. A lot of caring, sharing, um, and healing too.
Yes.
And I'm glad that we could have this time tonight to be able to have these conversations. Not only us up here on panel, but other people in the chat.
Yes.
The stories from you guys in chat too. Um, the healing. There's been a lot of healing tonight, and it means the world to all of us together because we all hurt together in the same, and that's what clings us together. A lot of us together is because we've all had the same pain, and we know what the other's pain feels like, and we all hurt together, and we all want to
That's right.
heal together too.
And y'all don't think that just because the ones of us have had years to heal and turn our fear into fight, doesn't mean we don't still shed a tear.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I don't still have nightmares. I don't have the fear of anybody when that situation comes up in that moment. I am 10 foot tall and bulletproof, and I don't back down. The moment before and the moment after, an ant might could whoop my butt. But in that moment, I'm going to leave my mark. You're not going to bully me. You're not going to intimidate me. So we still have our triggers, just not in the way that we break down like we did in the beginning. Time has helped to heal that and turn that part into the fight. But yeah, we will always be just like an alcoholic. Though they're recovering alcoholic, they're still considered an alcoholic because they were once addicted and they can't be around it. We'll always be victims, but we have become survivors.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still right there with all of you that are freshly out, that still has those triggers. We got you. We understand. We have ours sometime too.
That's right. You turn from being a victim into a victor.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And you're seen, you're heard, you're believed, you're loved, and you are not what happened to you.
Right.
And
you did not deserve what happened to you. You didn't bring it on.
Absolutely. And there is a community that loves each and every one that's going through this right now.
That's why community is so important.
Right.
And I always preach about it
and this is the place for it. If you want love and you want healing, this is the place for it. This group of people right here, the ones in the chat, the ones that have been on the panel, CJ, oh my gosh, CJ, if not for CJ, we wouldn't have this chat. We wouldn't have this panel, this YouTube channel.
if it wasn't for you all, I wouldn't have this. Really. Like, that's why I said everybody needs to go to the mirror and turn around and pat yourself on the back, because this wouldn't be media, evil CJ, media and investigations. It wouldn't be a platform. I wouldn't even be doing this if it wasn't for you all. It's you all that have built this house, and I just am the one maintaining it. and trying to create updates so everybody is at peace, you know.
Right.
um, and so really it's and that's why community is so important, and that's why when it comes to a lot of these other ones that are saying that they're about it, but you see the division and the hate that's being created. um, it's just it's unfortunate, you know. I want to say shout out to the real warrior on TikTok made a video, you know, just really because I'm not on TikTok. These people over there run amok over there because I don't have a TikTok, so they can literally make up and create whatever they want, and there's not, and I'm not even interested in that's not what we do over here. That's why I don't even care to do that. But there's actually people out there that are on TikTok that know the truth and are still standing up for me and the community
Absolutely.
and what we're about. And so I just want to say thank you to those people because they really do. Those people over there run amok on TikTok and
They
just
do.
they get
And
away with so much stuff, you know.
we thank you.
Unfortunately.
We thank you for being there for us also.
Exactly. And I want to share a very quick story with y'all
Yeah.
about meeting Micah do Solid Rock for 3 months at the beginning of 2020 with my husband and my son. And after the first service, we met John Paul and Micah. And they have a little meeting room that you can, meet everybody after service is over. Micah was as sweet as you think that she was. She had a light in her eyes. You could just feel the love radiating from her. And as I sit back and think about those times, the very first time we walked in that church, she sang Waymaker. And every time I hear that song, I cry because I remember Micah, and she
Oh,
was
well.
a beautiful, beautiful soul. And fun fact, more people were gathered around her. And I think because you could just feel her spirit and her love. And she was a very beautiful woman, inside and out.
Mm-hmm. It's the energy. The
Yes.
energy. It's the energy. That's why people, when somebody's in their presence, you can feel it because it's the energy that exists around their soul. Because it's like, whoa, hold on a second, this is not normal. Uh, there's, you know, that people when they have that kind of soul and they have that kind of impact on people, they do have that energy because um, there's a reason why life makes you recognize that energy because you know that energy is good,
Right.
and that's beautiful that you were able to have that moment
Yeah.
in those moments.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. It was. Now that I look back on it, it's weird that, the paths have came together where they are now, and being able to stand up in her honor is an honor for me, but it's healing because I've been able to forgive my daughter's ex-husband for what he did to her. And so it's a journey for me in a way too, but I think we all owe Micah a lot of respect, and
We do.
we're going to be there on Sunday, and we got that big fundraiser coming up, and
Mm-hmm.
that
Yes.
we need to take care of.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And Kylie, you're right. She was special. JP did know that and was jealous of that.
Mm-hmm.
The attention drew away from him and went to her because she was a light. She was a bright light. And he couldn't stand it, so he had to put that light out.
Narcissists can't. They can't stand that. They have to be the center of attention at all times, and everything they say has to be heard no matter what. And that's how they act.
And Tara B, I'm so sorry you lost your daddy on your birthday last year.
Mhm.
I lost one of my uncles. It's not the same as your daddy. My daddy passed when I was only 22 and he was 51. I was a daddy's girl. My mom remarried and I didn't have a stepdaddy. I was blessed with another daddy. And he took dementia. I helped my mama care for him at home. I documented his last breath, his last heartbeat. And I don't know how I did it. I had to be strong for my mama. And I shut down for like a year and a half. I couldn't grieve because the relationship I was in at the time, I couldn't grieve there. I couldn't break down when I was with mama because I had to hold up for her. Then I met my husband I have now. And 2 months after we were married, my daddy's baby brother called me crying. He was scared to be by himself. He wanted to come and stay with us. And we drove 108 miles to pick him up. He died in our home with dementia. Same thing Pa had. And last year, another uncle we had brought to our house when he got out the hospital passed away the same month, same bedroom, from the same thing, dementia. And it's hard when you have to watch somebody go through that and them feeling humiliated, especially in it being a man and you being a woman having to help take care of them, which I gladly did. And they all appreciated it and they trusted me with it. And that was an honor for me, but it was also hard. And I will say this.
It's different.
I don't like to do politics, but I'm going to say this. I'm a Trump girl. But my heart does go out to Biden. Biden has dementia. And a lot of jokes has been made on him for him not being able to keep up, not being able to think about what he was supposed to say. That disease is not a joke. I did not agree with his policies, but my heart went out to him for a disease he was suffering. And his wife and the other ones backing him allowed him to stay there knowing he was being made a mockery of. And that angers me. Dementia it's very devastating. If you've ever had to deal with it firsthand, you understand. Just like abuse. I mean, you got to be there to know the toll it takes.
Yeah, the world needs a lot of prayer, that's for sure.
Yes.
That's for sure. Man, I just want to say thank you all for tonight. I needed it too, because there's I was kind of going through some of my own stuff the last couple days, personally, and I kind of needed a night like this tonight too, because there was some negative kind of building up inside, which usually I'm pretty good about it, but this stuff really hurt.
I could tell that when you were here that Sunday.
Yeah, this stuff really hurt, and but tonight, I'm back to that part where it's gone, and so I just want to thank you guys as well.
Anytime you're feeling that way, announce you need to do a live. Send us notifications. Let us know. Just reach out and call. We're here for you, CJ.
Yeah, that's the thing about me is I usually
I
don't, because the last thing, like even when I have live shows and people see me laughing and cracking jokes, you guys don't really know what I might be dealing with and how. But the last thing that I want to do is introduce any of that kind of energy into your guys' lives, because I already know you deal with enough. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. That's why a lot of the times I'll say, I'm going to see you on this time, or I'll see you at that time. And then all of a sudden, there's something that happens that I'm going through, and I'm like, I can't pretend, and they'll feel it, and that's the last thing I'm trying to bring to the community. And so
Darling, we get it. That's what we're here
I'll
for.
just skip it. I'll just skip it, because it's like I don't even want to. It's a soul thing. Like I can feel
Yeah.
it oozing out, and I'm like, there's no way I could not let this come out, and so I'm just gonna take the show off. And
We've all been there. I know I have. I get it.
yeah,
And we often break out in song on that sidewalk and we sing, I pray for your healing. And
Yes.
that's kind of what life is all about.
Yeah.
Just loving each other, caring for each other, and just being there.
mm-hmm.
And CJ, I need to tell you something. I respect the fact that you don't want to put anything on anybody in here. That's
It's why I didn't
that
do a show
speaks
today.
volumes of you also. But those that are here right now, this late, are here for a reason, because they care, because they've dealt with something. They want to hear this. They need to hear this, and they love you. You will not burden us. You have to have a soft place to fall also, darling. You're human just like we are. I admire your strength. I admire you for wanting to fight through some of that alone. And sometimes you have to do certain things alone, but not all of it. You got a soft place to fall. If you don't do nothing but do a group chat through Facebook Messenger where nobody can see it on YouTube, pick us up on Messenger. Just get it out. You don't have to go through it alone.
Well, it's one of these things where it's what I had to do since a little kid.
Right.
And,
But you
and
don't have to anymore. Just so you know.
but it's a perfect example. You see what I'm able to do while I've perfected that art of because look at what I'm able to do. I always know, this is the thing. I always know I'm going to win. I do.
Right.
I know, because I've already been to the depths where you know, I've already been to depths where I've had moments in my life where it's like you I do everything that I can to make sure that I never get to that depth ever again, because the next time that I get to that depth, I don't know if I'll be here. And so when it comes to you know even though I'm not perfect at it, but I'm pretty successful. And the last thing that if I know that if I just work on it a little more, then just like tonight. Today this morning I was supposed to have a show. I was going to have two shows tonight. I was going to have one this morning. I was going to have another one at 6:30 Central. I didn't have one this morning because I can't just send a message, because then it literally will go into a story.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about the victims too much, and it's not even too much. I mean, like, I'm thinking about the victims all the time. And so to me, I know that I can handle it. I know, just like my own anxieties and things, I know how to self-manage. I break everything down into a billion pieces and figure out how it works. And today I couldn't do it. When I woke up, I couldn't do it. I wasn't even going to do a show. And then I was sitting there listening to your guys' stuff, and I'm like, well, I probably should do a show, even though I didn't want to because of the energy that was inside of me. And I was like, I don't want to, but I need to. And then it was kind of weird because I literally was getting everything set up, made a outline, and then I came across your guys' live, and that's when I'm like, uh, I'm not even doing this thing that I prepped. I'm gonna see if you guys want to hop on and we can talk about stuff.
And we greatly appreciate that. I
Because
needed this tonight.
I knew I did too. That's why I think everything kind of happened for a reason when it came to like me finally, because I didn't even make a decision that I was even going to do a show until about 8:45 Central, and I started the show at 9:30. Um, and that whole time while I was sitting there, after I was like, okay, I'm going to do a show. I made an outline in 5 minutes, and then I came across your guys' live, and then I sat there and I watched you until I had to go live on my show.
Yeah.
Um, and so, these things, I know these things will come, when you're out there doing the right thing and you're trying to go about it the right way. That's how I know that I'm going to succeed too, is because I know that I'm human and I'm going to have struggles that I go through that even will test my own limits that I thought I could go. Um,
Yeah.
and that's the beautiful thing about all of this, is that I know that there's gonna be times that these things are gonna happen, and so therefore, it's not. Um, I don't have to make it a conversation right at the moment that I'm feeling it. I just know that the right thing is gonna happen, um, because I'm trying to go about it the right way.
Right.
And if it doesn't, well, then it wasn't the right thing to happen. Because not everything happens that we want either, and not everything that happens we agree with, but there's always there's always a reason, and if you're going about it the right way, you always find out in due time when you're supposed to, not when you want to, but when you're supposed to,
Right.
the reason. And so this was the reason tonight, and I think all of it kind of aligned for all of us, not only with the show that you guys were having before I even started mine, but during this one tonight. I think it has been an extension of what was taking place, and that healing to, because there's people in this chat that didn't even see the TikTok that was going on, and they're getting to feel this too. And so I think
Yeah.
the amount of people um, is special, and I think this is
Exactly.
meant to happen. So I really do.
It was supposed to happen. I was just reading a lot of the comments. There's so many in here that have let things out, that have said they needed it. It's been doing the ugly crying like I'm sitting here doing now. It was needed.
Mm-hmm.
It was needed. God had this plan.
Mm-hmm. I wanna thank you guys so much. We got a long day tomorrow. I'm covering the Idaho 4 case from the morning. It's gonna probably go through the early afternoon or something. I do plan on trying to have a show tomorrow night, but depending on the court hearing, um, if I don't end up, I apologize. But um, I did need tonight. It doesn't mean that it's done, but it definitely helped because I was getting um, a lot of negative emotion inside my soul,
Yes.
and it was um, just starting to put me in a mood that I don't like to exist in. A cave is a better way to put it. It puts me in a cave, and it makes me want to go to the dark, cold, safe cave because the cave is safe. And
I feel you, buddy. I call mine the dark hole.
Yeah, mine's a cave.
I told my husband that I had been thrown in that dark hole too many times, and the last time I was in it, I struggled to crawl out of it, and I put up this defense wall, and that's why I'm so quick to stand my ground per se, because I know if I get thrown back in that hole, I won't make it back out. I've told my husband that it takes everything out of you. So
It
I
does.
get where you're coming from. And that's why I said, don't hold it in to that point. I did that before, and it caused me to go in that dark hole.
No,
But
that the dark cave that I go into is the safe cave, because if I don't stay in that cave, even though people walk by the cave and say, "Come on, here's my hand." No, it's
right,
always there's a reason why I stay in that cave, and it's because it's more about it's more about the long run than the short term.
right,
Because yes, I could come out of that cave, but it's almost like an incubation period where I need to make sure that I'm healthy before I come out of that cave. Because if I come out of that cave and I'm not healthy, well, then I don't know uh, what kind of fumes are going to be coming off. You know what I'm saying? It's
right.
almost like there's a reason that I stay in the cave. It's not about me possibly going back to a specific spot, because I'll never ever let myself go to there.
I made myself that promise.
I'm completely confident that I'll never ever go to that spot. Um, but it's a cave where it's like it's like the reason why I don't listen to the and it's gonna shock a lot of you guys. I literally don't listen to anything on these long ass drives. I don't, because I need the time on the road. That's the only time that I'm not at my computer, that I don't have files in front of me, that I don't have messages and voicemails and meetings and all these other things. It's the time where I'm literally just on the road and I have to focus. And those are the times that I get to reach all the way back in the back of my mind of
Yeah,
stuff that I miss because I'm too busy with everything else. And the cave is kind of like that. It's the spot where I can go way back here and I can, I got a certain energy that's flowing through me. I need to go back to the cave and I need to look at the plans, and I need to figure out which part I need to put back together in order for it, to run smooth again. So
right.
it's just one of those things, and it's real life. Things happen in real life, and it makes you go to these certain places, and it's not uh, happy flowers every day, and it's not meant to be. And that's why certain things are special, is because it's not meant to be sunny every day, because if you didn't have rain, then you wouldn't appreciate the sun.
Right.
And so it's kind of that balance. You just have to kind of manage and figure out the balance and how it works. And plus, yeah, a lot of it is too. It's the toxicity of these cases. I mean, I see a lot of ugly that you guys don't even see when I'm going through this stuff. And it's a lot. It's definitely a lot. But I was, again, like I said earlier, I feel like I was put here for that after my whole
Yes.
life of wondering, what am I supposed to do? What's my purpose? What is my life for? I feel like I found it because I don't want to do anything else, and it has nothing to do with any personal gains of anything, because there isn't much. It has to do with just being there for other people. Because I would hope that if I was in any of these same positions, that somebody else would do it for me, and that's it.
Right.
I just want to thank you guys. It's getting pretty late. I know it's late for you guys too. I'm in Central and you guys are in Eastern net right now. So it's like 2 something in the morning.
2:09.
Yeah.
We
But
all good.
oh
Yeah.
man.
This is normal for me.
Yeah.
I have actually been to 2 protests, and one
Oh,
was
trust
one that
me.
I drove to by myself that I had not slept all night long. All
Trust
night
me.
long.
I'll be working. It's just like every night, even though my shows only go till like 10, 11 at night central. I'm usually working until 3 or 4 in the morning. So I really like it's not the end of the night for me. I'm usually working until 3 or 4 and up at 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, sometimes earlier than that. Like tomorrow I'm gonna be up at 7 for the to get ready for the court hearing. And that probably just get like 3 or 4 hours of sleep. But um
Thank you,
I
Kylie.
want to
You
say thank you
you
all.
said I'm amazing. I'm very humbled by that. I don't do anything for credit here. I just do what I do out of the love for people and wanting to make a difference. Katie Crime, I saw your comment earlier. I thank everybody that has commented. Some of them I may have missed. Y'all have impacted me. I might not be met all of you in person, but y'all have impacted me and you're part of my family. And I thank you for accepting me and showing me the love. And CJ, you the man. You the man.
Y'all take care, and I'm gonna see you on that sidewalk.
Yes, ma'am. I will be there Sunday, and I'm bringing the lunch.
We gonna picnic again.
That's right. We're gonna picnic again. If they don't want us to picnic there, we can go down to the beach and picnic. But we're gonna picnic. CJ, you okay, buddy?
Where'd he go?
I know.
I think Kitty Cat might have unplugged something.
Yes, I did escape Golden by the grace of God.
Oh, he lost his internet.
Commercial zone. I don't. I have a channel, but I don't do anything on my channel. It's just to listen to music. It's I think it's Daddy's Girl, but I am Johnette Williams Coker on TikTok and on Facebook. You're right, Tara B. All of y'all are amazing. Right here. I wish you could put up a drive here too, Tara. Love you, Kylie. Good night. Yep, CJ said I lost internet. I see it in the chat. Love you too, Rachel.
Well, I'm gonna head off to bed.
All right, darling, get you some
No.
rest.
I will, and I'll see you Sunday.
Yes, ma'am. Looking forward to it.
Well, I love you. Take care, and
I love you too. Y'all keep me posted. If you need me before then, holler.
we will. And you go to bed knowing tonight that you're strong and you do empower people. I promise you.
Thank you.
I,
If it can just save one person, it was worth it all.
yes,
I
ma'am.
love you. I appreciate all of you.
I love you, and I'll see you Sunday.
You too, baby.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Commercial Zone. Yes, hide and seek. Much love to everyone. And I send prayers to everyone for your protection, for your healing. Love you too, Beach Bell. Get some rest. CJ said it's not letting him use his mic. Thank you, everyone, for being here. CJ said he's not able to get back on. He's having to be in chat, so y'all just look for him in chat. I know he loves and appreciates all of you. Everybody go get some rest. Stay safe. Peace and positive night. Love you all and see you tomorrow. Hard heart. That's from CJ. I second that. You're welcome, Sandlapper. Same to you. Good night, everyone.
You okay over there?